Hello, everybody. Happy Halloween, and welcome to Asunder, a day in the life, our Halloween one shot set in the setting of Asunder on the undead Isle of Chthon. So, before we jump into everything, I want everyone to introduce themselves. If you're a channel regular, you probably recognize Chaz and John, but we're going to go through everybody anyway. So, let's actually start with our newcomers. Rachel, why don't you tell us about yourself?
Hi, everybody. I'm Rachel Onstad, and I'll be playing a bard named Festi. And Festi is from another place who has a geese on them or a curse where she can only say the truth. Now, she can perform magic tricks as long as she's not verbally lying to anybody. So she can do some tricky things, but she cannot knowingly say a lie. So this made life interesting for her among her family. And so at a fairly young age, she went off to seek her fortune and became an allowed fool, somebody who's basically supposed to tell the truth all the time. And also would sometimes do, little errands for people because if she witnessed a business deal or something, people would know she was a reliable witness. And so she was very valuable to her liege to the point where some of the other courtiers got very jealous and basically framed her and convinced the liege to have her executed. So she called in some favors, escaped from jail, created an illusion that made it look like she had been hung, and then meanwhile, she was halfway to a pier, got on a boat because she had heard about this island that was filled with undead and the damned, and she thought she'd be safe there. So she got on the boat, not really a sailor, got incredibly sick, doesn't remember the whole last half of the voyage, barely remembers making it to the island, and she was taken in by a village of craftspeople, of woodsworkers and uh, instrument makers, and she really liked them. She became acclimated to them. They gave her an instrument. She became braver about speaking around them, even with her curse of always speaking the truth. And she likes it there. She is more comfortable because she feels like the people there have different priorities and they tend to be more honest about the things that matter.
Perfect. Awesome. So the next person um, will be Ryan, who I'm going to pre introduce you because it's awesome that you're joining us today because you are like the code designer here for Asunder, and I'm super stoked to have you here today. Yay. Go for it.
Yay. Yeah, my name's Ryan, Ryan Dean. I've known Jeremy for a very long time, and we've kind of been on and off working on Asunder for quite a while.
It's true.
Um, I am going to be playing a character named Corrales. Um, he's an interesting person. I think maybe a defining characteristic of him is maybe his Eeyorness. He's a pretty down, quiet, somber man. He uh, he's also been described as imposing and unsettling. He just kind of has this um, offness to him. It's almost like I don't know, just like the world just doesn't like the reality itself kind of doesn't really like him and kind of wants to put a mute on his existence. Um, he also had traveled to this island and was kind of searching for some history, knowing full well that being where we are has some danger. I'm really excited to get going on all this.
Nice. And Kelsey?
I'm Kelsie. Uh, my character is Lyra, a Way of the Shadow monk. She's also not from the island. She worked backstage for a dance troupe company, and one day when the gang was out on the town, a guy got a little too rowdy with the girls, so she just started punching. and so was born the monk. She was instantly promoted to guard duty, which works because she's sneaky and she blends in and looks like one of the dancers. And her fighting style sort of evolved from a graceful ballet-like dance mixed with barroom brawls, which I'm sure will be fun. And while traveling, the troupe got into some trouble out at sea and wound up on the island.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Chaz, tell us all about your character.
So I am playing Kinik, a pastry chef who specializes in creme brulee and owner of the crematorium.
Ba-dum-bum.
Yes. He himself doesn't really fancy himself as any particular class, although people have called him a fighter because his favorite utensil when he's cooking is his mom's knife, which technically looks like a greatsword because it technically is a greatsword. But
Hey, you use the tools at your disposal.
Yeah, and that's a very special tool. That's what I have. I've done some great cooking with it. But he himself sees the curse not as a curse, but somewhere in between curse and blessing. And he loves to say, the curse is what you make of it. And so he just does his best to have as much fun as he can. And he has had a few times when he saw someone coming in from the shore and was like, "Oh my gosh, you look so hungry. I have a creme brulee restaurant. Would you like to come?" Thereby bringing more people onto this island that may be cursing them.
I like it. All right, and last but not least, Tar. John, tell us all about Dr. Tar.
My name is John, and I'm playing Dr. Thaddeus Tar, who is from this island, 427 years old. He remembers the island before the rot, before the event, before the dome, before Chthon wasn't as great or as enlightened as it used to be. But he is working towards making it better. And so he spends decades at a time out in the wilderness working in the old ancient groves and old forests and valleys of this island in search of a cure or some other means of preventing the spread of the rot. In his time back in town on the couple of years in between these decade-long excursions, he confers with other scholars in the area and helps assist with the boundary patrol of the dome. He is an OG boomer.
Perfect. All right, and I think it's important to, if you haven't caught the Lore You Know episode that talks about Chthon, Chthon is a completely undead isle. Everybody on it is cursed to undeath. Those who were on the island when this happened, most of them still exist, except for those who have been eaten by other undead that are in the center of the island. In the center of the island, Dr. Tar knows about how it was created, but there is a dome, what he refers to as a dome, but the more recent people that have come to the island have started calling it the miasma because it is this horrid looking, it's really started to take on this ugly corruption. It's like blacks and purples and greens. It looks like a big boiling bruise over the center of the island. And so Tar knows that was put up there to keep those undead that want to spread the curse and feast upon the other undead that are in the civilized area of the island at bay. Tar also has learned to harness the magic from fey mushrooms. Is that right?
Yeah. Finding new ways of using nature magic that otherwise has been blocked off for the past 400 years. A simple loophole, but it works.
Perfect.
It's a painful process to get as far as he's gotten so far, but a shadow of what he used to be.
Awesome. All right. Well, with that, we're gonna dig. Actually, I'm gonna preface. I am sick and I'm losing my voice, so I'm going to do my best for this today. I won't be making any voices, but I'm going to do my best. And now we're going to dive on in. So east of the metropolis of Ober-Amagon, which sits on a broken cliffside at the edge of the continent of Aramesh, a vast ocean fills where once there were fertile savannas, rolling hills, and even towering mountains. Those lands were crushed to dust long ago, and the remnants now resting at the bottom of the shallow ocean. In some places the water is so shallow a person can walk for miles and barely get their knees wet. Elsewhere, however, deep trenches draw away from the mainland, as though a hand larger than belief had drug its fingers through the dirt and sand and bones beneath the waves. Pieces of land still reside above the water, lingering memories of once was, though it is difficult to traverse between these shattered isles in anything deeper than a skiff or a canoe. One such vessel, larger than one would think could survive in these waters, now skims along the pre-dawn coastline of an island. The ship's bottom is flat, yet its crews and passengers have felt the rubbing of sand and rock grinding against the hull as waves dance perilously close to washing over the deck. The captain glares at the hulking behemoth standing in the middle of that deck, for she knows it is the extra weight that is pushing the ship down into the sand. Yet the passengers have paid well to be brought here, so the captain says nothing. Standing at the squared-off bow, those whose coin purses were able to coax the captain to this spot in the shallow ocean stare at the island ahead. It is, if they were to arrive in secret, they need to beat the sun. In the gloom, a shivery bulk shifts on the deck, as if in anticipation. So on the island, Dr. Tar, the sun is coming up. What are you doing?
I mean, I don't sleep really. Probably had my torpor at some point just after high moon, and back to cataloging things in the grove, writing down notes, and talking to myself as one does, pretending that the mushrooms talk back, but they don't.
And it's as you're sitting there waiting for them to talk back that you hear a ringing sound, and at first you're surprised because you've never heard a mushroom actually make this noise. And then it dawns on you that the ringing is coming from further in the village, and it's the alarm that lets you know if there's an incursion happening. It is the one that summons you to find the vigilant, the one in charge of sending out who's going to protect the village.
Is this one of those new alarms?
No, this one's been around for a while.
I don't like the new ones. They're all confusing. This one was designed correctly. The people who know what they're talking about. I'll mutter to myself as I shuffle slowly back towards the village.
Excellent.
Young kids in the generation, no respect.
So what is Festia doing, do you think?
Well, Festi had a little, kind of meditation sort of music session, just kind of chilling. And she wants some of that creme brulee that she knows is made on the island there. She's become very addicted to them. And knows that she doesn't really need to eat as much as she used to, but she doesn't care. She just shoves them in her face every chance she gets.
Yeah.
So she's kind of, heading over there and trying to figure out how she's gonna sweet talk them into giving her as many for free as she can get.
Nice. All right. So as you're walking over there, right as you see the crematorium sign in the distance, and you can begin to smell the sweetbreads that Kinnick makes in the mornings, and there's that hint of that glaze that's on the top of the creme brulee.
That crunchy sugar.
That's the one.
That caramel.
The warning bell begins to ring in the center of the square.
Damn it!
And you are part of the current group that is called on. It kind of shifts. There's like a rotation, and you are part of that group. What is more important, heading to answer the klaxon?
Oh
or...
no, you have to start with a good breakfast. I mean, let's be real here. How am I going to save the island if I'm thinking about all those creme brulees and
That is
pastries?
totally
So
fair.
I'm going to run over there and see if I can get him to at least just toss me a pastry through the window or something.
That is totally fair. So Kinnick, Festi comes running in, and you hear the klaxon going, and you know that you are also supposed to answer it, and so you're getting ready to close down the shop. And Festi runs in. What do you do?
I'm assuming this is not the first time Festi has run in looking for free things.
No.
So I will. I assume I would have had something, a experimental creme brulee waiting for her. This is a coffee caramel creme brulee.
Oh my
And I'm just
goodness.
gonna toss it, be like, I don't know if it's any good, while I'm like trying to get my chainmail on.
And while
All right.
that's all happening, Lyra, I know that you were also a fan of the creme brulee, and so are you also heading to the crematorium this morning, or are you doing something different?
It's gonna start off as like pre-dawn workout type of thing, with like one eye peeled. And I'm not gonna say there's a rivalry, but I feel like there's a thing between her and Festi sometimes to see who can get there first. So she might do like a quick like a baseball slide to try and get in the door first.
Yeah. So
yeah, that's
yeah,
what she's
Kinnick,
doing.
right as Festi comes running in, Lyra's right after. It's, in fact, you'd be hard pressed to say who squeezes through the door at first. Right? There's like an audible popping noise as they both come through.
Just kind of.
Right? Do you have anything waiting for Lyra as well?
So I'm going to say, oh no, I only have one, as I place it on the table.
No.
And then immediately turn around like, oh wait, there's another one, because I also assume this happens constantly.
Fair enough. So,
Well, and I have to say, Lyra, I'm so touched at how taken you are with me that you have to meet me here every morning. I just love seeing you every day. And that you rushed over here to see me even though the bell was going off. It just I'm sorry, I can't return those feelings in kind, but I want you to know that I appreciate them.
Lyra's just gonna crack the sugar on top of one of the creme brulees, be like, yep.
And Corrales, what are you doing this morning?
None of that.
None
I'm
of
not
that.
doing any of that. That seems like a lot of effort for, I mean, if I enjoyed food, then maybe it would be worth it. Now, he's been just hanging out in the square. There's not a lot for him to look forward to each day, but he is pretty vigilant and takes this role, this protector role, fairly seriously. He knows that it gives him an opportunity to kind of scout and explore this new home of his, which that's about the only thing that gives him any joy these days. So he's waiting, just waiting for everyone to show up.
Okay. So as you're hanging out, you glance down the street, and you know that even though the Chthoni, so like Effete, don't need to eat at all, and Perpetuals do need to at least have some sustenance, but it is like much diminished than what a living person needs. So there are some small gardens around, but it's definitely not like there's not a lot of farmland and stuff. And so at the end of the street, you see one of the small community gardens, and there's another Effete that is standing down there. And can you, on your astral, if you click on that bottom left icon, like your avatar, go to view handouts.
Gotcha.
And then you should be able to open up the image that I'm about to describe.
Yeah.
So as you're watching and the sun begins to rise, you notice that there is this Effete standing there, and all of a sudden it kind of jerks up, and it glances over its shoulder and looks at you, and then turns back and stares towards the sunrise. And its body begins to shudder, and you see these particles of essence. You're not really sure. You've never seen this before. You've heard about it. It's an occurrence that the Chthoni have been worrying over recently. And as this essence just dwindles away, its body kind of shrivels up a bit more and then just collapses to the ground. What do you do?
I'm going to approach, and probably call out, like, "You there? What's going on?"
The form doesn't move and it just lays in a heap on the ground.
My pace doesn't increase. This life, everything perishes at some point, so there's no rush to get over there.
Yeah.
But curiosity is definitely overtaking me, so I'll continue on.
Okay. So as you get there and you look down at this feet, the feet are very rotten to begin with. Like they don't hold up well to the ravages of time. But this one, a lot of the feet still have, we're gonna say, moisture, not to be gross, but they're gross. And this one seems to have just it's just a husk. It's just a dried up husk, and even it's like it doesn't even look like a body that has just recently died any longer. It's hundreds of years old and almost mummified. What is your passive perception?
13.
In the distance, you notice the miasma flickers slightly, but other than that, nothing else seems to be different. And then the warning bell begins to ring.
What do you mean by flicker? In what way?
Yeah, so the miasma, the way that your eyes can see it, is this kind of roiling bruise of a magical dome that sits over the center of the island. It's huge. It's massive. But you wouldn't really say that it's lit up in any way. It's more just like this kind of collection of gross color that maybe shifts in a almost liquid kind of way, but it never lights up. And you see this like flicker of light go over it.
Is it like centered on and radiate out, or is it the whole dome kind of lights up like a strobe?
Are you proficient in survival?
I am not.
Go ahead and make an intelligence check then.
All right. Did it roll? Let's see. The first one rolled 12.
Okay, a 12. You get the feeling it is the center was closer to the town that you're in than anywhere else, but it's not right there. And you're maybe a couple hours walk away from the edge of the miasma, so it's kind of hard to tell where it's centered on.
Okay.
And then it just spread out from there.
Okay. I'm gonna bend down before I head back towards the town.
Okay.
Or towards the center square. What's the flesh of the corpse? What's it feel like? Does it have a different kind of texture?
Yeah, it actually feels like super thin parchment as you touch it, and it crumbles as your fingers touch it.
Okay. I'll kind of brush my hand off on my clothes and head back towards the center of town.
Okay. So as you're walking back, did everyone else then head towards the center of town once they got their creme brulee fill?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So Festi and Lyra are walking into the town square, still kind of munching on these creme brulees, and Kinnick is walking behind them, probably with a satisfied smile. Would you say that is the case, Kinnick?
Yeah.
Okay. And Tar kind of comes trudging in, and you notice a a perpetual Chthoni that you all know. And if I clicked the right button, it would help. Sorry, hang on one sec. His name is Jessen Honra. He is the Vigilant of Ostranver, the village that you are in. And Tar, you are probably the only person in this area that's older than Jessen. But he's wearing this very ornate armor. It's intricately carved, and he's holding a helmet that he doesn't wear it all the time, but when he does wear it, it looks like Tar, you know what this is. It looks like the head of a lion, which haven't existed here for hundreds of years. They died out shortly after the event happened, after the rot came. And he waits for all of you near the ringing bell. I'm assuming everyone heads towards him.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Sorry.
No worries. I just wanted to make sure. So as you
Creme brulee had to swallow.
right, everyone's just like nom, nom, nom. As everyone gets closer, he does eye Corrales and the bit of dust on your pant leg that you wiped off because he saw you come from that direction. But he doesn't say anything. And once you all gather, he says a ship has been spotted off the coast. We think they're making a run for the cliff side, and you need to stop them or bring them in. One of the two. You know the drill. He seems a little put out today, a little distracted.
Focus on increasing the shark population. Perhaps find a way to break a ship's hull before they cross into the shallow waters, and then they won't reach the cliffs or wherever they're going or you think they're going. Don't know why after this long of time they keep on finding their way to the shore.
Yeah, mortals are persistent. I will give them that.
Well, have we seen any markers on the sails? Do we have any idea where they came from?
There was no mark. They're not sure
Nothing,
where.
huh?
Yeah.
We have no
he's-
idea. Okay. Do I recognize the style of the boat at all? Is it?
You'd have to see it, and he hasn't. It doesn't seem like Jessen has that information. It's more like he got this secondhand from someone and is now sending you out to see it.
Okay. I'm sorry. I wasn't clear. So we can't see the boat yet.
Correct. Yeah, he's just called
Justin
you here.
is telling us that there's a boat offshore, and what are we going to do about it?
Correct. Yeah, and so he's telling you that you need to go out and you know the drill because you've done this before, where you go out and
good.
yeah, it's not a
So do we
a
have
new
like
thing necessarily.
rowboats or something, or
No. So what he says is you'll go across land to where the cliffs are.
Okay.
He doesn't know why they're making for the cliffs. They're inscalable as far as he
see.
knows, but
Okay. Well, I guess we should head over there. How are we going to walk there? Do we have something we can ride, or how long will it take us to get there? Probably.
if you hurry, you will hopefully get there before they are able to
Before
make
they-
landfall. Yeah.
Before they can make landfall. So about a 10-15 minute.
A little longer than that. It's about 2 hours.
About 2 hours.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay, and are there? I'm sorry, I'm clearly a completely clueless bard.
No.
Do we have horses or anything like that we can ride?
The unfortunate part is that any living creature that comes to this island sooner or later becomes undead, and most of the horses don't make the transition very well.
Yeah, you
They
don't want to
become,
ride an undead horse. It's not
yeah,
fun for the horse or for you, I'm sure.
a lot of
All
them
right,
do
well,
become like mindless in the like not even like animal intelligent. They become zombie like, and so there are a few animals that have made the transition into being undead and being able to be used as mounts and such, but they are rare. So yeah, you gotta rely on your legs.
so is the crematorium on the way to the cliffs?
I mean, even if it's not that far
Yeah,
out of
it
our
actually
way. It's
is.
already 2 hours.
It's
All
pretty
right,
much on the way over. Yeah.
I think we should grab some supplies. And yeah, because we may get there and maybe they'll be hungry and maybe we'll have one or two left by the time we get there.
And this wouldn't be the first time that you've seen Kinnick bring tasty treats to lure. He's almost like the witch and
Yeah, I
Hansel and
thought that
Gretel.
was kind of his side gig was seducing people through pastries.
Right.
So
I mean, if we have more people, that's just more people to eat the pastries, more
that's
people to
right.
help patrol.
Mhm.
If they're that persistent, we should let some in. Not all, but
Yeah, otherwise I wouldn't have been here and then how sad would you all be if I
Right.
hadn't arrived. So
to the crematorium.
all right.
I feel like it's crematorium.
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 Absolutely.
Yeah.
Are these? Is this boat in the direction that I had seen that flickering?
It is.
I will not tell anyone that, but be ready to go.
Okay. Does everyone have their gear with them, or do you need to make any pit stops on the way besides at the crematorium?
I assume I would have brought the fighting gear,
Okay.
not the food gear.
I
See-
just carry everything everywhere I go because I never know where I'm going to wake up. So I just
That is fair.
carry everything.
Yeah. All right. So everyone heads to the crematorium, and Kinnick, what do you have ready for these people?
I have some. I want to say blackberry creme brulee, but I don't think we have blackberry hair. So whatever is the closest like fungal taste to blackberry, that's what I have been experimenting with.
You know, Tar has had centuries to really work on what mushrooms grow in the area and like to mess with those. So I feel like he probably has a lot of things. What do you think, Tar? What flavor is the closest to blackberry?
You can explore all sorts of flavors of mushrooms once you are immune to their properties.
Asking the
Some of
real
them are
questions.
incredibly delicious, I am told. I think I once used to eat. I once had a mouth, I think. But yes, of course, there are mushrooms that span the culinary spectrum.
So we're gonna bring
us.
like a few of those experimental blackberry adjacent mushroom creme brulee.
Perfect.
I
Perfect.
cannot guarantee you that they are compatible with those who are not experiencing our affliction.
If they take it from us, it's already too late. So we might as well make them be
Not
happy.
issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, if they're close enough to get it, they've
Yeah.
probably already begun the conversion, so. All right. So you load up with your gear and your creme brulees, and you head off. And the journey is pretty simple. The area that you live in is mostly flatland with forest around it. A lot of, as you head out of the town. Sorry, hang on a sec. As you head out of Ostrenver, you know this, but the viewers don't know this. The city that you live in, or the town that you live in, great care is taken to keep the look of a living city alive. Like it's colorful. There's not. The rot is kept at bay here, and when it does linger in or like creep into the city, it's driven back by people like Tar and other magic wielding folk of the area. But as you head off into the forest, the trees begin to kind of like droop, and even like evergreens are more blackened or purple than anything. So it's not a pleasant walk, but neither is it too strenuous. And so as you get closer to the miasma, it towers over you, and you know that only you as undead can see it. You wonder every so often how long it takes for individuals that are coming into the island to really notice it, remembering back when you came to the island, if you are new to the island. It doesn't quite click when you started seeing it, but it's very obvious to you. And as you watch its like roiling surface, ahead you see the remains of a castle. And that castle, Tar knows this, was actually crumbling before the rot set in. It is an ancient place, but it belonged once to a family that was pretty well to do and had some major ties to the council in Gator that caused the entire problem to begin with. Being close to it feels a little haunted. Like it's for Tar, it feels a little unsettling. Although you've never really seen anything here, there's like this certain presence there that you've just never really felt comfortable with. However, one of the barrier stones is set up in the ruins, and you can see it twisting in the air. It looks like it's a polyhedron, and like Kinect, you swear it has 8 sides, but Corrales, as you look at it, it looks like a 12-sided polyhedron, but then it shifts into something with more sides, maybe 16, as Festia looks at it. It's always changing, but you notice that even though it's usually teal in color, Kinect,
Yep, already in.
it seems darkened today for some reason. But you know that the cliffside is just up the hill, and you need to head that direction. So there isn't really time to investigate it. But you keep it in mind to tell the village vigilant and continue up the hill. So I am going to switch over to our astral map and bring everyone on board so you can see what this all looks like. Maps. And thanks to Astral for being awesome supporters of the stream or of the channel. It's always fun to play on their VTT. All right, so we've got Knick, and I'm just going to drop you in here, and then I'll move you to where you're located. So as you come walking up, this ruin actually fell after the rot set in. It was once a lookout, more of a keep, like a military fortress rather than a castle. Royalty didn't live here. There weren't any nobles, but there were some high-ranking officers that called this place home for a while. But the rot being so close to the miasma, this place just got annihilated by the rot. And so as you head up, even the stone kind of has this odor to it that wafts out of like decay and not like desiccation of flesh, but it reminds you kind of what some of feet smell like. So yeah, and where you are, you hear this repetitive booming noise coming from the cliffside beyond the keep. What do you do? Yeah, booming, and it's almost in time, like it's this boom, boom, boom.
Is it a familiar boom?
No, not really. You've never heard anything like this.
like a drum?
Go ahead and make a perception check. We'll open our dice roller over here so everyone can see.
Perceiving.
22. Nice. So no, it doesn't seem like a drum. It seems almost like you can hear this like cracking noise just under the sound, almost like something smashing into stone. In fact, while you're like listening to it, you feel slight vibrations in the ground,
Like an earthquake?
kind of like an earthquake.
Or like those spells that people cast that cause thunder to crack around their bodies?
It reminds you something of that, yeah.
Oh,
Well,
then I have to be careful with this one.
well, Festi's curious and just starts heading over there.
Okay. So, Festi, do you have the map open or?
I do.
Okay. So you tell me, are you going to go around or through the ruins?
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not clear where the booming is coming from.
Sounds
Is it
like
coming?
it's-
Is it like, if we say that the map is the top, is it on the bottom
It
of
would
the
be on
ruins?
the bottom, correct. Yep.
It would be on the bottom. And how high are those walls?
They're going to
that are-
vary, but for the most part, there's nothing over 10 to 15 feet, a couple maybe 20, but they're kind of jagged. They're not
Can
quite
I-
as smooth.
Can I climb up to the top of the wall and
The one
try
in front of
and-
you? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Just go ahead
okay.
and do an athletics check.
Okay. Ooh.
And Festi's rolling real dice.
I am. I'm very tactile person. Okay, that would be a 12.
A 12. So even though like it is a little difficult to get up on it, there's enough handholds in the crumbling stone. But as you kind of push yourself up on top, you realize that the stone has become more porous over time. It's less granite-like, more like it almost reminds you of coral, actually. And it's very fragile, but you manage to pull yourself up onto it. It's very, the stone is like desiccating, almost dissolving, if that makes sense. However, it is solid enough for you to stand on. And I'm going to go ahead and move you up there. And when you're up there, go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Okay. Ooh, that is an 11.
11. So the sound definitely sounds more pronounced now that you're not behind the wall, and you can tell that it's coming from over the cliffside. The cliffside is the keep sits right on the edge of the cliff.
Okay. Hey, it's over on the cliffside. I tell everybody,
Okay.
as if that wasn't obvious.
Yeah. It's, and I'll say that it seems like it's on the map. It would be down and to your left slightly, so not quite in line with the keep. Excuse me. What does everyone do?
Yeah, Professor Tar, Corrales, it seems like you are the folks who maybe know best what might be over there. What do you think we should do?
I'm gonna draw my weapon and pull out my shield and begin to approach this as any trained soldier would. I'm gonna move around the keep and try and kind of get vision within the keep to make sure that there's nothing lurking, but head towards the cliff face.
Yeah. So as you're heading that way, and you look through the cracks in the walls and like the areas that were once gateways, and the way the sun's coming up is casting very dark, deep shadows from the walls, but the light that is shining into it reveals, the crumbling inside of the ruins. You don't see anything. Let me check something. All right, so go ahead and move yourself where you want to go.
Over there.
Perfect. Go go ahead and give me a perception check. Corrales. And while Corrales is perceiving, what are Tar, Lyra, and the Kremknik doing?
I think I'm going to follow slightly behind Corrales.
Okay.
No need for him to be completely all alone in case there is some kind of like zombified T-Rex out there.
Perfect. And Lyra?
Yeah, I'm also gonna keep an eye on the direction we came from.
Okay.
'Cause, yeah, don't want to get sneaked up on.
Yeah. Go ahead and make me a perception check, Lyra.
All right.
And while Lyra is perceiving, what is Tar doing?
So, do we have suspicion there may be something inside this this fort?
You've never seen anything inside of it. In fact, this would be the first incursion that you've, like, from outside, from living people that you've seen come this way, because the cliffside does drop down very sheerly for about 100 feet. It would be very awkward to try and climb it.
And this is where the crystal is located, right?
No,
It's
so that was
inside
the ruins of the castle.
Oh, behind. Okay.
Correct.
Dr. Tar is just going to shuffle straight on in to the ruins,
Okay.
muttering to himself about how kids have gotten soft these days and what happened to a sense of bravery and duty to the glory of your country back in my day.
We marched uphill to the battlefield both ways.
Both ways. Yeah.
So go ahead and move your token to where you'll be heading. And Lyra, as you glance back the direction you came from, you don't see anything. It's pretty much what we've talked about already, where the forest is just kind of this darkened place, and even as the sun hits it, the trees don't really give that sense of being healthy like a forest would. The pine or the evergreens, they don't shy away from the sun, but neither do you really feel like they ever gain what like life from the sun either. And as you're watching that, you don't really see any other movement or anything that would cause alarm.
Cool.
And Corrales, coming back to you. Okay, so you are glancing off to the south there. Actually, it's to the north, but you're looking down on the map, and you feel very certain that the sound is coming fairly straight ahead of you. And you notice off in the distance a ship sitting on the water. It's quite a ways out for you to be able to see it from this angle, so it's not like it's not close to the island. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like a couple hours away.
Maybe not that far, but they have definitely moved away from the island. If they dropped anyone off, they have moved away. They might be at anchor, but it's really hard to tell with the distance that they are from here.
Okay. Do I get the sense that I can't see figures on the boat, right? That's that far away.
Correct.
So I get the sense that unless they were using a spyglass, they probably would not be able to see my figure.
Correct.
Okay. I'm going to, with a little less stealth and a little bit more haste, head towards to the origin of the sound.
Okay. So everyone can get a movement's worth of movement in, like a turn's worth of movement. So if you want to move, go ahead and move your characters.
I've got a technical problem in that I cannot see the map in Astral. I just have a grid.
Oh, interesting. Let me double check
You
something.
may have to like zoom in or zoom out a little bit. I had the same problem myself, but once I did a zoom in, it loaded.
Okay, I'll give that a try.
It's so weird because it was doing that for me last week, and then it stopped, which I was thankful for. So it's interesting that it's doing for you now, John.
Yeah,
Nope.
it's weird.
No luck.
I zoom in and it's just all dark.
Okay, go ahead and try refreshing, and while it reloads.
I did.
Oh, and it didn't
I
do
did.
anything. Okay.
Didn't do anything.
If you want,
So I can see it on the Twitch streams.
perfect.
So I can watch from there and then just ask you to move me around.
Yeah,
I
that
guess.
works. That works
Okay.
absolutely.
All right.
All right. So, Festi, what do you want to do? Do you want to stay standing where you are, or are you gonna move further into the castle or around the castle? Keep.
I'm gonna follow Dr. Tar.
Okay. So, do you want to climb down off of there?
I do a little kind of run and a flip. And I land right behind Dr. Tar to see if I can make him jump because it's fun because shit falls off when he gets startled.
The mushrooms spore out.
Yeah, exactly. And he's got all the good drugs too. So,
Yeah.
sometimes
True.
sometimes something good shakes out. So
Tara, make a perception check.
Make a perception. Perception.
And Festi, make a either performance or acrobatics.
I'll go for performance. $12.
Just enough. So Tar, all of a sudden, Festi lands next to you, scaring the spores out of you, and this like cloud of little mushroom spores like rains out of Tar's various mushrooms that are growing off of him.
I catch things. I stick my tongue out. I see something glowing in purple.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, he's covered in mushrooms. You probably get all sorts of great spore prints by doing this and cultivate a host of all sorts of edible and potentially psychedelic
Nice.
specimens.
So Lyra, did you move? I feel
Yeah.
okay. I just wanted to
gonna
verify
try and
this
hop
before.
that wall.
Perfect. Really, it's quite easy. I won't make you roll for it. We did that part already. So you hop over the wall and you land, and it's again you're in some pretty dark shadow right there as the sun's coming up. But make me a perception check.
It took a moment for my to load.
So as you're sitting in the shadow, you notice that like there are several other shadow areas, and you get this feeling like you're being watched. It's very unsettling, but it could just be this place too. Corrales and Knick, as you are heading down that direction, Corrales, you see at first this enormous metal hand slams down on the ground at the top of the cliff, and as it pulls itself up, this form reveals itself to you. And I'm gonna share this handout with you so both of you can open it. And then I am going to show the audience what you see as it pulls itself over.
All right, that looks lovely. About how big is that?
It appears to be about 15 feet tall as it steps up onto the cliffside, and you hear like the groaning of metal against metal, like kind of, it doesn't shriek, but there's obviously like a rubbing sound of these metal plates rubbing against each other, and this lightning does arc over the helmet that it's wearing as it glares at you and begins to step forward, and you hear from inside of it a voice that says, sorry, the word just escaped me. It says the word aberrations, and it seems like it's talking not to you, but is calling you that. And let's all roll initiative.
Wow.
My rolls are not great today.
Well,
I
need
have a
to-
16.
Perfect. Let me drop you in there.
19 for Dr. Tar.
Esty got a 16. Perfect. And let's add this armored figure. Who got a 6? Amazing. All right, so Dr. Tar, you hear the grinding of the metal, but you don't see this from where you're at, and you don't hear the voice either. But you do know that something has shown up, like you can hear it outside the castle. What do you do?
So as a bonus action, cast a spell. It's a very crude reimagining of the spell, as the original spell didn't work quite as well after the rot. Wherein he enlarges a mushroom that he plucks off his body, turns into a big like mushroom hammer, just spilling out clouds of spores.
Nice.
He himself has begun kind of just slowly spraying just 360 degrees around himself spores, and he is going to calmly make his way towards the sound.
Perfect.
Well, of course, grumbling about kids and noise, and someone should do something about that.
Right?
5, 10, 15, 20, 40, 45, 50. Double move to here.
Awesome. And as you're over there, you can see Lyra in the darkness because of your dark vision. But you don't see anyone else. Let's see if I'm just gonna do a quick pew. You know, you do see the glinting of armor on a massive figure through that where I'm pinging here.
Yeah.
You,
So that is not normal.
no, not at
Giant
all.
Metal things here. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, there are armored figures like, your Vigilant that is in charge of things, wears some pretty awesome armor, but this is like enormous comparatively. And Corrales, it is your turn.
All right. Well,
You're new to this area, right?
yeah. I mean, I've been here maybe like 3 or 4 years.
Perfect. This is the armor of a Stoneblood.
Okay.
You know that there is a living figure inside of it. You're not sure what, there are multiple kinds of these armors, but you're not sure what's powering this one. Although the lightning does lend you to believe it is probably a trapped elemental.
Well, no one can see me. It might notice that I take even a slightly more disdainful kind of demeanor towards it.
Yeah.
And respond, aberration. You mean yourself, some aberrant elemental? And then I'll move. I'll move there.
Okay.
And kind of brace myself, get into a defensive stance.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay.
Are you gonna dodge? Is that what that means? Or
Yes.
okay, perfect. All right, Festi, what do you do?
I run over to be next to Kremkinik.
All right, let's see. You might not have quite enough movement. So if you dash, we can get you over to this shadow. Actually, we'll put you up here because you're heading towards Kremkinik. And every time I see Kremkinik, I'm not quite dyslexic, but I'm reading it as Kremking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
Like
me
the
too.
king of creme brulee. You did that on purpose, didn't you, Chaz? All right, so you dash there. Do you have any bonus actions you want to do?
Let's see. Can I ready an action?
So you can ready an action, and if you want to ready a spell, if it's a cantrip, then you don't lose it once.
Mm-hmm.
If your ready action doesn't happen, but if it is a first level or higher spell and you ready it, then if the action doesn't happen, then you lose that spell.
Then
slot.
I lose that slot.
Right.
Okay, I'm just gonna ready Vicious Mockery.
Okay. And what is the triggering factor for that?
The triggering factor is as soon as it attacks anybody.
Okay, cool. All right, Lyra.
I think I'm gonna dash.
Okay.
I'm not gonna use quite my full 80 feet, but I'm gonna get to like here.
Hooray, monks.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that will be my turn.
Okay. That brings us to the armored figure. So as it starts stepping forward, like it picks up its speed as it's running towards Corrales, and it will make it there. But as it gets closer, Corrales, that giant spear, it pulls it out and begins to like turn it towards you, almost like it's going to run you through. Actually, it might be one more. But it doesn't actually get to attack you this turn. Kremkinik, what do you do?
Well, I was gonna offer it a thing, but now it's getting all feisty. So we're gonna get as close as we can with a single movement, and then my purple eye is gonna glow, and I'm gonna cast Bane on it.
Okay. And remind me what Bane does.
Charisma saving throw. The DC is 14. If it fails for the next minute, it subtracts 1d4 from saving throws and attack rolls.
So here is a question. Do you have to see the target?
That you can see within range, yes.
Okay. When you cast the spell, or you go to cast the spell, but the magic doesn't seem to affect it. And you get the feeling that your spell slot doesn't go off, so you don't lose it.
Okay.
But it does take your action, but you realize that it is not a targetable creature with that spell.
With that spell. But Mom's knife could probably hit it. All right, we got a plan.
Do you want to stay where you are?
I can't do anything else.
Okay.
With this, because I lose action. Right?
Actually, before I make that the for sure thing, let me just double check something. Yeah, so it's the specific wording in it. It says creatures, so you cannot target the thing you see.
Gotcha.
And it becomes like you are very aware of that as the magic doesn't quite grasp it, and then the magic returns to you. So again, you don't lose the slot, but yeah. Okay.
Well, yeah, that's all I can do for this turn. So I will yell undead profanities at it, waving my knife until next
Fair
turn.
enough. All right, so that brings us back to Dr. Tar.
Yeah, I'm going to do it. All right, so I'm going to extend out a what was once a recognizable humanoid hand and point up to the northwest of myself,
Okay.
around like right here. I'm going to print, cast. Gonna print. Come on. There you go.
Spore
Spore
Horse
Horse Stampede.
Stampede.
Which will it's conjure animals, but I summon
Gotcha.
4 mushroomy fey horses. They're really freaks of nature, but it's the best he can do. Summon them at that point, and then they will all roll into initiative as well.
Okay, let's do using the new dragon drop from Astral, which is super useful. They're gonna be kind of skeleton looking.
Ooh.
Are they horse sized? Are they large?
Yeah, they're war horses. They're just made of fungus and fairy sparkle.
And there's 4 of them, correct?
4 of them, yeah.
Okay. Blonk.
Their only sole command is to take it out.
Okay.
Take it down, take it out.
Do they all go on the same initiative?
They all go on the same initiative, yeah. But they roll into a separate round. Unless you want them to roll a 9, either way it's fine.
Let's just have them go on your next turn. Is that fair?
Fair enough, yeah.
Okay.
So go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. I'm going to move a little closer, get a better look at this thing, so I can direct these 4 horses to stomp the bejesus out of this thing.
Go ahead and make me a perception check. Dr. Tar.
Oh, perception.
Actually, what's
Dr.
your
Tar.
passive? This might be easier. What's your passive?
Passive is an 18.
18. As you get to where you are, there is a little bit of movement in this deep shadow right here.
Huh.
Well, kind of a little bit movement.
It's there and then it's gone, and you noticed it from the corner of your eye, but you feel for certain that there was someone there.
All right. I'll tell the mushroom on my shoulder to pay attention to that thing down there.
And with your 18, you're just like so used to just picking up things from your senses that you notice as you walk up here. There's a rope tied here off to the bottom right from you. Do you see where I'm clicking?
Wait. Yeah. Wait. What do you mean a rope? A rope?
Yeah. There's like a rope tied to that stone and is going off the cliff. Obviously, someone has already gotten up here. Probably that figure you saw, but it just reinforces to you that there is someone right there.
He tells another mushroom to pay attention to the rock with the rope.
Okay.
The other one to pay attention to the one down that way. He's going to keep an eye on that figure until he can get his horses active.
Perfect. Corrales.
All right. I am going to use my action to dodge again and kind of rotate a bit around the figure to kind of put myself in between it and the cliff's edge to make sure that nothing else can kind of come up.
Sure. Anything else?
That is my turn.
Do you move out of its range there?
No, I stay within its range the entire time. Sorry.
Just wanted to make sure. It might take a stab at you if you moved out. All right, Festi.
Okay, so I'm going to move up to where Dr. Tar is. And then my passive perception is 19.
Yeah.
So then, do I see that guy?
You don't see that guy, but you do, as you're like looking around, you do notice the rope that is tied off over here. Can you see that on the?
I can.
Okay.
Well, I know where it was anyway. So, but I don't see anybody's. I don't see a person.
You don't. They've actually moved out of line of vision, like they're behind the wall, so you can't see them.
Okay.
But you did notice Dr. Tar like look over there, and he like gave a little start, and some spores, spurted out.
So let's see. How can I reach over there with Mage Hand?
I believe so. I think it is.
Let me see. How long? 30 feet.
So that is right at the corner.
But I can't. But that's not where the rope is, right?
Correct. Yeah, the rope from you is 80 feet away.
Okay. Oh. Drat. All right. I am going to cast invisibility on myself.
Cool. Let's zoom in
and
here. Put an icon on you.
Just hang, I guess.
What's a good invisibility icon? Let's go with... No, Rip is dead. Let's go... Oh, look, there's a no see. Perfect. All right, so you moved up there, cast invisibility on yourself. Lyra, what do you do?
Okay. I believe I can just get to it with my movement. So I think I'm just going to start punching.
Okay, so you just run up and wail away at it.
Yep. Yeah, it's... Actually, because I don't know how big this thing, if I could even reach it, but it's going to start off like a weird spinny pirouette that turns into a spin kick throat punch.
Nice.
But I might be too short, so...
It is about 15 feet tall, so
there
might be a leap in that as well.
Yeah. I'm just going to go for them kneecaps then.
Fair enough.
Okay. Ooh.
A 22 will hit.
Okay. Second. There we go.
That will also hit.
Yay. And then, yeah, I'll use my bonus action attack.
That one will
11.
miss.
Figured. That is my turn.
All right, so you did 5 and 5, so 10 total. Excellent. So your fists and your foot make pretty hard connections. It stings a little, punching metal, but you feel like you dealt more damage to it than that like sensation you get back.
Fair enough.
It turns and looks down towards you, and as it does, like where its eyes are just kind of seem hollow. It's very weird, and there's like a bit of lightning that kind of crackles over its head. But it is going to attempt to hit you with that great spear. Does a 17 hit you?
It does.
Okay, so you're going to take 14 piercing.
Cool.
All right, Krem. There are 4 sporous skeletal horses next to you. You've seen Tar do this before, so it's not a huge surprise.
Right. Okay, so then I'm going to run up and do a technique Mom's taught me. I'm going to julienne the arm that speared their friend right there.
Okay.
probably not with a 10.
Like, you go to do it, and it's like as it's standing up, and it just moves out of the way. Oh, crit fumble.
It's so tall.
Right? We won't do any critical fumble stuff today. But you do miss with that natural one there.
Yeah. I'm just gonna. I was gonna action surge. I'm just gonna take a second and like recompose myself, because clearly I'm confused by this thing.
Fair enough. Tar, what do you do?
Right. So we'll start with the horses. They're all going to charge the figure.
Okay.
Do a trampling charge. They all have a speed of 60, so they'll set up to get that 20-foot.
They can totally
charge
make it.
against
Yeah.
And try and stomp him.
Stomp. So not all of them will
Stomp.
be able to get in to hit it. Let's see if I can try and get as many as possible. Like 3 of them can move and hit it, and then it eats up the real estate around it.
Then we'll send 2 to just go all the way around. It'll do its double movement it'll move to get in line for next round's charge.
Aha. Okay, and it needs to be 20 feet away to charge?
20 feet away to charge, yeah.
Excellent.
And then the other 3 will all attack, so we'll start with 1 to see if we put it down. Does a 14 hit?
A 14 does hit.
Strength save. C 14.
$26.
26 will most definitely pass. Maj, which is 12 and 4 is 16 points of bludgeoning on the first one.
Okay. Its hooves go up and dent like the front of its armor, and it like caves in the chest pretty well. Lyra and Kraus and Kinnick, you actually hear a shout from inside, like ah.
Excellent. The second one, which would be 4,
That will hit.
also hit. Strength save DC 13, 14.
It will fail.
Fail. It will go prone and we'll get another hit. Do this first one here. It's 7 plus 4 is 11. And then we'll get, as a bonus action, we'll then, if it's prone, can make another attack with his hooves against the creature with a bonus. Again. Plus 4. It hits. For another. And 4 is 13 points of damage.
So didn't it already get the... Sorry. So you ran up, you hit it, knocked it prone, it fell over, and you already got the extra hit on it.
Right, there's 3 of them, right? So the first one hit, but he did not go prone. The second one hit, he went prone and then hit again.
Right.
Third one is now hitting.
Okay. For some reason, I thought when you were talking, you said it got another attack. I was like, no, I think it only gets one
I'm
another
just
attack.
going around in the skeletons here.
Perfect.
So that'll be
So many skeleton horses.
Druids. They're so beefy. That would be a total of 8 points of damage. Then the final attack on this guy. Bonus. Does a 12 hit?
A 12 misses.
12 misses. Okay. Dr. Tar is now going to make its way 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 towards this rope.
Okay.
To do some inspectigating on that rope, find out what the crack is there. I leave the horses to do the horses.
Okay.
And that's his turn.
All right. Festy.
Well, I'm heading over to check out that rope too, but I see that Dr. Tar over there. Is it Dr. Tar or Professor Tar?
Dr. Tar. My brother, Professor Feather.
Got it. Dr. Tar. And I get as close as I can, but I want to look over the cliff edge and see what the rope was going down to. I don't know how close I can get.
Okay. Let's see. And you move at 30, correct?
Correct.
So you can't quite make it to the edge, but you're almost there. Right,
Okay.
right about there.
Okay.
Any bonus actions or anything?
I don't think there's anything I can do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lyra.
Okay. Gonna do a couple more punches.
Okay. And it's prone, so you have advantage.
Cool. Ooh, that's a crit.
Nice.
Me. Jeremy,
What's that?
I think you skipped me.
Did I skip you?
Yeah. We'll let Lyra finish her turn.
Yep, I sure did. Sorry. All right. Let's see. Damage on. If you can click that delayed roll for the first attack, it should say.
I don't think it's coming up on my screen. It's delayed.
It might say. Crap. What does it say when you do that?
Oh, yeah, there we go. Yep.
Yeah, okay. So 9,
Got it.
and then your crit is going to be 11. So yeah, you just wail on this thing, and actually, like, you break off one of its arms, and there's just all these
Heck yeah.
gears and like shafts of metal that are holding it on as you rip it off, and it stops moving. And there's like a bit of electricity that kind of goes over it and then fades away.
Cool.
And then for whatever reason, Corrales is like, "Oh, what was I doing? Sorry, I apologize."
So the you say it stopped, like the gears stopped moving.
Correct. Yeah, and it stopped making like that, like kind of
That
humming.
whirring noise. Sweet. So I danced around it and did nothing. But
You know for sure that there is someone inside of it, and breaking the armor doesn't necessarily mean that someone is dead or unconscious. But you
I'm
definitely
going
can't
to-
see them.
yeah, I'm gonna basically rip this thing apart more. I'm going to shove my weapon kind of into the gears to try and kind of again like tear it out from the inside.
Sure. Yeah, you can like find a seam and like where you think it would open and kind of pop it open. Just making me a athletics check.
$12.
12. It is like fairly well sealed, but the damage that Lyra did to it managed to kind of break that seal, and you pop it open, and inside, I'm just gonna remove the armor from the map so it's not confusing. But inside is what you know to be a Stonebloods. I feel like everyone kind of knows what Stonebloods are, but a lot of you are new to the island. So maybe Tar kind of remembers Stonebloods from way back when. But those of you who are from Aramesh, the main continent, Stonebloods are stone people. That's really what they are. And he's like struggling to try and get out as you rip off the carapace of his armor.
Okay, I'm gonna just kind of stand above him, threateningly, and just kind of say menacingly, like, make a move.
Do it. It looked like his hand was reaching for what looks like a long club, but he just kind of stops and looks at you.
Yeah, I guess that's my turn.
Okay, so then we're going back. It's actually his turn. His hand moves away from from the club, and he just raises both of his hands in defeat. Does anyone say anything to him in response?
I'll ask why he's here.
He is silent.
Cool.
Not a good answer.
Krem knick.
I will walk up, bring Mom's knife like directly over his head, and repeat the question. And I will say, just so you know, silence is not an answer. And I will hold that swing until he makes a move for the thing, his club.
We're here to free our people. And he like spits.
Oh, I should have said spit.
That everything?
Yeah, I'll just wait until I drop the hammer on him.
Okay. Tar, make me a perception check.
Perceiving.
Excellent. So you are not going to be surprised.
Surprise.
Surprise!
Oh, who's that?
It's all the people.
Oh, who's that?
All right,
Oh, who's that?
So you notice the movement of 3 figures, and so many windows. Sorry. As the one that's up on this elevated area that was probably a tower once comes into view, she is obviously weaving a spell.
Okay.
You are going to take 15 force damage as 4 bolts of light streak from her fingers and collide with you.
Rude. 15, huh?
From that shadow area that you had seen the movement, this green twisted form lopes out and growls as it takes a swipe at you.
Oh.
Does a 15 hit?
15 does indeed hit.
All right. You are going to take 13 slashing damage.
Okay.
Oops, actually, let's just leave that open. We'll bring it off screen.
Okay.
And then this guy disappears around this corner. So Tara, you can't see him. But Kinnick, make me a... Actually, what's your passive perception?
That is 11.
11. Let's see how stealthy this fellow is. As you're staring down at the guy who's in the armor.
Would I have seen the flashing lights of a magic missile?
Probably not, actually. There's all these walls in the way between you and Tar.
We need to tear down these walls.
However, you do notice movement as a green-skinned fellow peeks around the corner here. And it looks like they have a bow at the ready as they step back out of your line of sight.
Gotcha. Would I be able to trigger my held action? Even if it's not for the described thing. Oh.
No.
Is this green skin thing undead?
It doesn't look undead to you, and you are kind of an expert.
Can I use a reaction?
When it hits you?
Yeah.
Of course.
I need a con save, please. enveloping with spores.
A 10.
Spores to the face. That'll be 3 points of necrotic.
All right. Anything else? That's all it does.
That's just a reaction. Yeah, he's
Okay.
in my aura of spores.
Okay. It is your turn.
Excellent. I will yell to my my war horses to come join me. I will use an action to also myself become a war horse. It's really glorious to behold all of these fungal war horses.
Right.
It's like one of those really awful, like, hotel room in the Southwest, like, paintings, you know, of horses riding across the plains, only they're all undead and fungal, kind of glittering a little bit because they're also weirdly tied to the Fey magic. It's a very, very weird sight and would sell for at least $20 per hotel room for a print.
Not framed print, or
Oh yeah, totally a frame print. I mean, it'd be plastic.
Important distinction.
Plastic frame print, you know, with a little like thin, like enameled line of probably some kind of color, or it's like foiled or something. I mean, it looks really cheap and tacky. Yeah, there's like just war horses in the sunrise.
So your horse is going to head into the.
Yeah. So they'll come to me.
Do you want them to dash?
I'll become a war horse. I cannot act because that was my action.
Do you want them to dash if
I
they
want them
don't
to,
quite?
yeah, like
Okay.
dash on in. They may not be able to get their charge in, but they'll get in.
So 3 can actually make it with its movement
Yes,
and
want
make
them to
a.
come on in.
No, number 3
Let's
can
show
actually
this
make it in
guy,
and do its attack because it was close enough. So do you
Oh,
want it to
well,
make
then,
its charge
three-
attack?
Yes, I would like to do the charge attack here.
Okay.
So,
That will
Ah.
hit.
probably hits. He will do his 2d6, which will be 9 points. I need a strength save, please.
Oh, sorry.
Excellent.
Sorry, the first one.
Let's
9.
stomp him. Oh, sorry.
So he falls prone, right?
Attempt to stomp him at advantage.
Ooh, wrong guy. So many guys.
I don't think 11 hits though.
An 11 will not hit. Just moving him to grab his little thing. He is prone.
And Dr. Tar is just going to hope that all of these war horses confuses this green skinned creature. A little bit offhand.
Okay. So that was Dr. Tar. All right. So this woman on top of the tower ruins. She does not like that, sir. Fungus man.
Druids.
Druids. Mm-mm-mm-mm. She might need those. She might need that. She's going to just do this again. So 3 darts of light streak out of her hands and hit you for 10 total.
I'm sorry.
Down
Can
to
you
9.
clarify the turn order? When When do I go now?
You are after Corrales, who is next.
Okay, thank you so
Yeah,
much.
no
All right.
problem. They
I'll turn
so
my
they had
microphone off.
they had a held action that they were waiting for, and so they went at the end of last turn, and now they're going through their turn order. So Corrales is next, and then Festia, and then Lyra. So I'm going to give this a sign to John. All right, so Warhorse 5 is now under your.
Excellent.
So if you can go in and track your hit points, that would be amazing.
How do I track it on this?
Same way.
Same way.
So open its. Oh, so you need to go down to the bottom left and click on your icon, and click up to switch token or something like that. So,
oh, I see. Okay.
yeah, switch character to Warhorse
Neat.
Skeleton 5. Sorry for the confusion there.
That's okay. I've got it. And that'll end Dr. Tar's turn.
Corrales.
Down to 9 undead horse hit points.
All right. I will. Do I hear? I mean, I saw all the horses come charging in past me. Do I hear anything else, or just the horses running?
You would have heard Dr. Tar shout for the horses. Other than that, no, I don't think you hear anything because the magic missile doesn't make like a booming noise or anything like that.
Well, I'm going to. I will head this direction and get to here. I'm sorry, here.
As you get there, you notice this elf who is standing there, who is going to take a shot at you.
Okay.
And you are still 10 feet away, so not at a disadvantage. Does a 12 hit you?
No.
The elf wasn't really all that prepared for you. And you walk around the corner, and there's a look of shock on his face as the arrow goes wide. What do you do?
From here,
Mm-hmm.
I am going to summon my companion.
Okay.
Visually, how this looks is a bit of like shadow, kind of. It's hard to, for those looking at me, it's hard to tell that it was actually there, but it kind of seeps out from about me through the ground, and summons this over here, and it
Okay.
forms up.
Yeah. And like when it comes through into reality, it has to like wear this reality as its flesh. So it like punches through and it almost like shatters reality, and it's worn like almost like cracked mirror, but blackened. I love these guys. Is that all the stuff you can do?
That is what I do.
Okay. And it has to wait till your next turn to do anything?
Yes.
Okay. That should bring us to Festi, if I am correct. And I am. Okay, so Festi. I'm going to move back
Okay.
over here so you can see it.
Thank you.
You are invisible, but you
Yay.
can see that there is some kind of caster standing up here now. She revealed herself, and there is a green-skinned hulking fellow laying underneath all of these fungal skeletal horses. What do you want to do?
Okay, let's see. She can't see me, but I can see her. So
Correct.
I want to get. So there's like a little kind of almost a hiding space at the bottom of the stairs
Mhm.
there. So I want to get like close to there, but still be able to see her. So-
Is this the space you're speaking of?
Gosh, I
Yes.
don't know.
So
Any place that will give me cover, but where I can see her.
Perfect.
And someplace that I could hide after I become visible is what I'm
Yeah, you
hoping
feel
for.
like this little nook.
Exactly. That's
Okay.
what I meant. Yeah.
Perfect.
I think there's a little bit of a delay on the Twitch, so
Yeah,
it can
yeah.
take me a minute to see what's going on. Okay, and I would like to cast. Let's see. Oh, I need to roll to hit, right? Or can I just cast?
Depends on which one it is. If it's like Dissonant Whispers or Vicious Mockery, they get a save and you don't need to roll it.
No. This is a Cloud of Daggers.
Oh yeah. I think that one actually goes around you.
It goes. Yeah, it goes around you. It just sits in the space, so it doesn't even have to hit her necessarily. I could put it anywhere. So I guess I should be able to just cast it. So I am going to cast Cloud of Daggers so that she's right in the middle of it.
Perfect.
And she needs to take 4d4 slashing, which I will tell you what that is in a sec.
I've got a spell effect for this, so I'm going to quick throw that on there while you're rolling your dice.
Okay, so that is a 12.
Excellent. And I think it is on the start of her turn. She'll take that 12.
She takes some now, and then she takes it at the start of her turn, every turn while she's still in it, and then she takes it again if she tries to move out of it.
Okay. Hang on one sec.
I guess she can. Well, she can move without taking additional. So, tricky. Enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn, or starts its turn there. So I guess it waits until its turn. Okay.
Cloud of There it is. And it is a cube 5 feet on. Okay, so it is just a normal size.
Yeah, normal size cube.
Bloop. There we go. She is now surrounded by daggers. At the start of her turn, she'll take, you said 12, correct?
12.
I'm just going to go ahead and do that now so that I don't forget.
And then I'm going to try and hide in that little
Sure, go ahead and roll a stealth
crevice
for me.
there. Okay.
And we'll take your hidden thing off here. Or your invisibility.
That is an 18 on stealth.
18. Nice. You feel like you are pretty well hidden from her. And she's going to take 12 damage on the start of her turn. So I'm going to do that now.
I start to regret my bright pink hat.
Oh. Okay. Anything else, Festi?
I think that's all I can do.
Okay. So that should bring us to Lyra. So Lyra, Corralis has run off. He's not too far. The Stoneblood figure is still laying in the armor. It looks like he's given up. And Kinnick is standing there with his mom's cooking utensil, also known as a greatsword.
Okay, so I don't think I can get to the elf with my movements. So I think I'm just going to try and punch the guy in front of me and maybe go for a stunning strike so he can't move.
Sure. So if you want, I'll just move you up there so you can punch him in the face.
Yeah.
And he's prone, so you have advantage.
Cool.
I should turn him over so I can remember that he is prone.
Oh, God. Nope.
But you have advantage, so... Oh, nope, yeah.
Nope. Try that again.
He sees it coming and, like, dodges his head out of the way, and you just punch, like, the seat that he was sitting in. That one will get him, though.
Yeah, that one should work.
For 6
I'll try a
bludgeoning.
stunning strike. So he has to make a con save.
It also does the damage, correct?
Yes.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. And a con save. He got a 22.
Yeah, that's gonna save.
Okay. He still looks stunned, but not in the way you want him to be stunned.
Yep, fair enough.
All right. So then it is actually his turn. He eyes Lyra, who just punched him, and Kinnick, but doesn't do anything. He just kind of seems resigned, and he just holds his hands up. The elf, knowing unfortunately what just showed up behind him, is going to... Did you mean to put him there, Ryan, or did you want him right next to the elf?
Yeah, right next to him. I'm sorry.
Okay. Then he will turn and try and hit that one. Does a 20 hit it?
Yes.
So it's going to take 3 piercing. And the elf's bow clatters to the ground as he pulled his short sword out. Kinnick, what do you do?
So I saw Mr. Greenie over here.
Yeah, he leaned out and tried to
With
shoot
the bow.
Corrales.
And I can guess that Dr. T is in trouble because he summoned all his fungal horses.
That'd be a good assumption. Or at least that he saw something he needed a bunch of fungal horses for.
Horses for.
Usually prefer,
That's a shame. Okay. There's only one thing I can do, so I'm gonna hack away at the stone skin.
Okay.
I would like to do non-lethal, but I don't think you can do non-lethal with a great sword.
You can. Yeah, any melee weapon you can do non-lethal with.
Oh, okay. Then we'll do that.
Okay, that will definitely hit him.
13.
Excellent. Anything else?
And I'm assuming he's still up. Oh, I get to reroll both those. So 10.
10? Okay. Yeah, so you like thwap him with the flat edge of the blade a couple of times. It seems to, knock him around, but he still has life in him yet.
That makes me very upset. I'm going to action surge.
Okay.
12. I assume that one misses.
The 12 will not hit him, correct. What just happened?
I'm just going to walk away. Just.
Mom's butter knife completely let you down.
Maybe I should. I've been spending too much time on the creme brulee and not enough time on the knife upkeep. That's what it is.
Right. Anything else? You just moved away, and he doesn't take an attack of opportunity on you. He just kind of looks a little dazed from you thwapping him.
Yeah, no, that's it. I'll just walk away, and I can't say anything else.
Okay. So this green skin fellow, I'm going to put him back here in a sec, but he's going to stand up. Although he should probably just stay lying down. And he's going to take a swipe at the warhorse that was at one point a mushroom fellow. Where is he? But a 9 misses you. Okay. He's going to take another swipe at him. Does a 17 hit?
Yeah. The 17 hits you, or hits me. Yes. I still say nay.
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 So you'll take 13 slashing from that one as it rakes through the fungal growths on your bony frame.
All right. I will revert back to my arm.
And then just, if it doesn't automatically do it, just make sure you go back to your
Yep.
character's token.
Yep.
And
then
then
he needs to roll a con save. Spray him with spores.
that's weird. I think I know why I skipped you earlier, because it keeps, unless, I don't know, it's skipped over when I clicked the end of his turn. It skipped over Dr. Tar and went to another character. And you said a con save, right?
Con save, yeah.
11.
11. He's going to get himself a face full of spores. It's going to be another 2 points. Yep.
Whew.
2 points of necrotic. Take that.
Yeah, he will. And then it is your turn.
It's going to have the horses start off by knocking him down, because that seems like a really good way of doing things. So the first, I think the other, if yeah, so the first two are there. We'll roll a d20. 12. I don't think hits.
12 will miss.
12 missed. The other horse.
Also 12?
A 12 will
12
miss.
will miss.
Can the horse in the back or the horse at the top move in to try and hit him?
They can. We'll move this one over here. Actually, I don't think all of them can. I'll move this one down, and it can like kind of move through the other one's space to make the attack and then move back. So yeah, you can get 2 more attacks.
Sure. And an 18, I believe, hits.
The 18 will hit.
Will pass its strength save.
Okay.
It will take 11 points of bludgeoning damage. The other horse will stomp on him. Crit.
Ooh.
Very good horse. Very, very, very good horse. Roll me a strength save. Wood.
Done.
46 plus 4. Also saves. He'll take 20 points of horse stompy damage.
Yeah, that definitely got his attention.
Excellent. I'm going to disengage.
Okay.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. I will move here. And congratulate the horses on being such beautiful specimens. And then loudly announce that everyone should surrender. You will be overtaken if you do not. And in my turn.
Okay. So that comes. See, it did it again. That brings us to the mage's turn. So she takes that damage, and then she is going to try to move out of it. Let me double check what it said up here. Cloud of daggers. Center of the point. Takes damage when it's in the area. Okay, so she's going to step out of it, cursing. She'll come over here, and she doesn't see Vesti, but she does see Dr. Tar running off. Wrong button. She's just going to do this instead, and she moves her hands, and a bolt of fire shoots out. Does
that definitely hits.
16? 16 hits? Alright, so you're going to take 10 fire damage.
Ooh, Dr. Tar goes down.
Dr. Tar, no!
Yeah.
Not dead.
He goes down. He's old. He's a mushroom.
Alright, we're just going to put this X on you.
0 hit points.
Don't forget your ability, your racial.
Oh, yeah. Do your racial ability.
That is
important.
an amazing point that you just made. And yes,
Thanks,
indeed,
Ryan.
I'm going to... Hold on. There's... bunch of Polish people yelling outside.
These things happen on Halloween when Polish people just start yelling outside your windows.
Wow. I mean, it's been a very busy street today. Let's see here. So, where is that ability? It's in here
So
somewhere.
you're gonna make
yes,
a
DC 5+ damage. Okay. So it's con.
con.
Yes, con. Once per Constitution per long rest, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. So the damage it took was, what was it, 10?
10. Yep.
So DC 15. Is it save, correct?
It is. Well, you tried.
Dr. Chard did try. He is still unconscious. Those warhorse skeletons all disappear.
Oh, concentration. That is.
Yeah.
Thanks for
I
keeping
just-
yourself
yeah.
honest. I appreciate it.
Should have thought about that earlier when I got hit the last time, but I didn't. But yeah, I'm down. They are all gone.
All right. That brings us to Corrales.
All right, I am going to move here and attack twice.
Okay.
$15 and a 10.
The 15 will hit, but the 10 will miss.
Takes 8 points of damage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to have the Yakora attack.
Okay. Do you have that, or do you want me to?
I got it.
You got it.
13.
A 13 will hit.
It takes 6 more points of damage, 3 from sneak attack.
So blood sprays pretty violently as you two let into him. He does not appear to be as hardy as the others. He looks like he is on the verge of collapse. Is that all of your stuff?
Yeah, I'll say surrender now, and we'll just turn you into undead.
You know, as is one is wont to do on the island of Chthon. All right, Festi. So you saw the mage walk out of the cloud, and you saw her shoot Dr. Tar with a firebolt, and he collapsed. But she doesn't see you, and she's looking down at the green-skinned fellow who is glancing around wondering where all of these horses went. What do you want to do?
I want to cast Crown of Madness.
Oh, nice. Now that is a wisdom save, I believe.
That is a wisdom saving throw.
And who's going to get it?
The sorceress.
Okay. Wisdom save.
And I'm sorry, my brain has forgotten. What do I have to roll some?
You
Do I tell you what she has to beat? How do I figure that out?
Oh, so your... I can look on your sheet here real quick. Your DC is 14. So
Okay.
she got a 23.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Does does that I think Crown of Madness is all or nothing, is that correct?
It's an all or nothing. Yeah.
That's too bad.
I'm bummed. Okay.
Do you want to stay where you are?
Let's see. I think all I can do at this point is either I think I better just stay put. If I move, I can't do anything after I move,
Yeah.
right?
And you feel
Okay.
like yes. So you did your action, and then you have a move action, and you feel like you were pretty stealthy hiding in there, but it definitely was something she had to resist. So she knows somebody tried to do something, but she
Right.
doesn't look at you. You're still hidden
Okay.
from her. So.
Yeah, I will stay put then.
Okay.
Thank you.
Lyra.
Okay. I was trying to figure out movement. I'm just gonna look down at the guy because I think I'm the only one that's around him now.
You are.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, if you move, I'm gonna be like, if you move, I'll kill you. If not, welcome home, buddy.
I got 2 of
And
these.
then I'm just gonna.
What is your passive? It's pretty high, right? 19 or something.
It's no, I think mine's like 13.
Oh, okay, that was somebody else.
Yeah, it's not great.
Even with the 13, because you're looking in that direction, kind of like off towards, away from the battle that's going on, a flickering of light catches your eye, and you do kind of glance up as your eyes notices it, and you see the dome flicker again, like the miasma. This light just kind of like violently erupts across it.
That's probably not great.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
It's probably not a big deal. I'm just gonna ignore that.
So you threatened him. Is there anything you want to do action-wise?
I think, yeah, I'm gonna take my movement, and if I dash, I can get not quite to the big green guy. So I'm
Okay.
gonna be like going around corners to like here.
Okay.
So that will be my turn.
That brings us to the guy in the armor. He looks at everyone as they run off. He's going to go ahead and get up. Whoop. And he, grunts as he pulls himself out of the armor, and he steps over here. Knick, what is your passive perception?
11.
11. Okay. So you're watching as Corrales slices at stuff that is just like every so often you see the elf kind of like move around to that corner, but he's just a little bit out of your vision.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy is going to run this way. Oh. Pew. All right. This guy drops his, like the elf just drops the short sword, and very like wearily, almost like he's going to fall over, gets to his knees and just puts his hands on his head. Knick?
Gonna run this way and see my spongy friend on the ground.
Yeah.
We're gonna try that Bane trick again on the green and the sorcerer.
Absolutely. And they get what kind of save?
Charisma save, 14.
So she's going to do a 17. And he's going to get a 21. Apparently the dice love them today.
This is just another great day.
Right? That one does use your magic. It did affect them. Anything else?
I'm just gonna look at Corrales for inspiration because he is just tearing into this.
Yeah, he nuked that guy.
Yeah.
This green fellow looks around and sees Lyra and Knick come in. Does not see Festi, and so will head over and just roars and tries to slash at Lyra twice with its claws. Even though it says I should just change this when it's not his turn. It says spear, but it's not a spear. So the first one is a 22 and the second one is a 10. I'm assuming...
The 22 will hit,
Okay.
yes.
So it's going to be 12 slashing damage.
Okay.
And then you just like matrix out of the other way, like in slow motion. The claw slices over your head and you're like, nope, denied. And it skipped Dr. Tar. What is going on? Dr. Tar, make your save. Or your death save.
So I automatically do that when I click death save.
Oh, that is two death saves. Failed.
Wow.
400 years and
Right?
lizard dude.
400 years, and it's this dang fangled new technology. You and your kids, your TikTok. Why is it not?
Okay. It is the wizard or the mage's turn. She eyes that cloud of daggers, and let's see, she would have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to get there. She walks around them to head down the stairs.
The cloud of daggers is gone because I cast.
Oh, you dropped it.
Crown
Gotcha.
of Madness. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Thanks. Actually, I'm just going to remove it instead of deleting it, so in case you do summon another one, it will be ready. And I think she's going to throw some more fire over at Lyra, but let me just double check. Yep. Does a 20 hit?
It does.
Okay, so that's 10 fire to Lyra.
It's not great.
And then Corrales, it should be your turn. And then for whatever reason, it decided to go back up to Dr. Tar. Corrales, it is your turn.
I'm going to I'll come around the corner and attack
Gotcha.
that guy.
That will definitely hit.
Yeah, 22. Oops. 14 points of damage.
Excellent. And the Yakora?
It's just gonna wait there, and if this guy does anything, it's just gonna kill it.
Okay. All right, so that brings us to Festi.
Okay, I'm gonna run up to Dr. Tar
Okay.
and cast Salutary Intent. He will get 9 hit points back.
Excellent.
Hey.
So, Dr. Tar, you wake up. There's like this weird pain in your body. You're not really used to it. Many of your mushrooms are now missing. You're laying on the ground staring at the sky. But you're alive in an undead kind of way. Let's see. Removing X. I forgot that it now puts on that that skull icon when you go to 0, so I don't need to put a status icon on it.
That's pretty cool.
That
I like
is
the little
pretty
skull
cool.
icon there.
Although it is really creepy when they're large and it's like this really big skull. All right, so that was Festi. You have 2 more squares of movement if you wanted to move at all, or do you want to stay there?
Can I make it back to my hiding place?
It is actually 3 squares of movement away
Damn
from
it.
you. And even being like, if you went to the base of the stairs, she's uphill from you would be in plain sight.
Got it. All right. I guess I'm just gonna hide behind. I'm gonna hide behind Dr. Tar.
Okay. Lyra.
Well, now I just feel silly. Told the guy not to move, and of course he freaking moved, and then I just got clawed. I'm gonna do 2 quick punches.
Okay.
Oh, it's an 11 and a 10.
No.
Cool.
Oh, no.
Gonna use a key point for Step of the Wind to disengage
Oh, nice.
and run out of this area.
Okay. Perfect.
I have to find my token. I will find it eventually. Okay.
No worries. Is that the end of your
It's hard
turn
to
then?
tell. Yep.
Okay. So did you run back out? Oh, so you head that way. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
This guy is going to run some more, but he's only going to get up to about there. And all of a sudden, everyone hears like this screaming noise come from outside the ruins, off the direction you came from. The elf just kind of sits there and bleeds a little bit. Connect.
How tall is the tower that the sorcerer is on?
It was about the area that she was on was 20 feet up, but she is now about 15 or so as she's heading down those stairs, maybe between 15 and 10. We'll say 12 and a half. She is 12 and a half feet up.
Gotcha. If I were to dash, can I like attempt to athletics my way up there?
Dashing will get you. Yeah, you could absolutely try that.
Righty. Come on, athletics check.
Do you want to go above her or like up the stairs from her or down the stairs from her?
Whatever is easiest, honestly. I just want to like be there because she's been up there like tossing spells. And
You can actually get to the stairs down like beneath her without even doing an athletics check.
oh yay!
So yeah, you can. You are
Like-
now engaged with her.
There. We'll see.
Perfect. All right. So the greenskin fellow turns toward Corrales and is going to claw. Does a 15 hit ya?
It does not.
And critically fumbles. All right,
Oh.
the dice are starting to work in your guys' favor. Dr. Darn it, stop it. Dr. Tar.
How high up is she?
She's about 12 and a half feet. Exactly.
12 and a half.
Not even about. She's at 12 and a half feet.
Right. Okay. So, Dr. Tar is going to revert back through a Sailor Moon style sequence of transformation back into a fungal horse.
Okay.
A lot of sparkles. It's fey magic. It's beautiful. And he's going to charge up those stairs. He leap over the Knick. I don't want to bowl him over either.
Yeah. So you're essentially trying to run up and then like collide with her, right?
Yeah.
In your charge.
Yeah,
Sure, make your attack.
Hoof stomp her to death. All right. So we go. Stomping we will go.
The 10 is
Roll.
going to miss though, unless
It's
you have
actually a 14.
a 14 will
It's a
hit.
14.
Perfect, nice.
Excellent.
So then she gets a strength save.
Strength save.
Roll me
Oh,
2d6.
6 is going to be our damage to be 13 points and an immediate advantaged attack because she is prone. As a bonus, pretty sure 15 will hit or 19 will hit, but the 19 will hit. Doing another 36. 12 points of horse in the face damage.
Okay. And roll me another 2d6.
Oh, another 2d6.
Yeah.
And
Okay. So
want me to add my horse strength to that?
no. Okay, so this is what happens. Dr. Tar transforms
Yes.
into this skeleton horse with all these fungal growths on it, neighs and rears up and begins galloping up these stairs. Knick, seeing it coming, ducks down as the horse leaps over him and smashes into the mage, who begins flying back, and then the horse just like begins to, like smash its hoofs into her form, as she flies off this direction. So you're going to land there as a horse, and she's going to land there as a corpse.
Excellent. Was my intent.
Scrunch.
Um,
It's the sudden stop at the bottom as she flew from the air, like flew off there, that you hear this sickening crack, and her head's kind of just tilted at the wrong angle.
nay.
Nay. Or yay.
Yay.
All right, so we're going to take her off of the initiative order. And that brings us to Corrales. Who might be muted if he's talking?
No, yeah. No,
Okay.
I have to do something. I am going to slice the green guy in front of me.
Okay.
A couple things. Does 12 hit?
The 12 is going to miss, but the 16 will hit.
12 points of damage.
Excellent. Anything else?
No, the Yakora is going to keep doing what it's doing.
Okay.
I mean, I'll say all your companions are dead or dying. You can give up now, or suffer a similar fate.
He does glance over his shoulder, and his face kind of drops as he sees the mage's body laying over there.
Okay.
Festi.
Okay, I'm gonna go look over the edge and see where that rope leads.
Yeah. All right, so I will move you to the edge. As you glance off, it drops down, and there's actually like a level of, like, there's some fog and everything that's kind of hanging over, but you can see the water below. There's like a small ledge below there. It's actually really hard to see on the map. Like, I can zoom way in and wait for it to catch up on Twitch, and you might see it.
So do I see a boat or anything?
You do not see the boat there, but off in the distance, anchored like way offshore, you do see a ship out there.
Okay.
Um,
So then I'm just kind of assuming that there's like a little rowboat down there or something.
could very well be. Yeah.
Okay, I pull the rope up.
Perfect. Okay. I'll just move you one over. And you start pulling that rope up. Awesome. Good thinking. All right, Lyra.
Okay, so the guy I let go,
Yeah.
still running, right?
So you can't see him right now. There's a wall between you and like him, and your line of vision is blocked by that wall. This one right here.
Gotcha.
You could go out and look for him, but you do not see him because his armor is laying on the ground over here, and you would see him from where you are, and he's not there. So you definitely know he moved off, but you can hear him screaming, kind of off. On the map, it would be northwest from you.
Problem I feel like is gonna take care of itself. So we don't really have a ton of people left alive then, no?
Not that are fighting. It looks like the elf gave up. The green-skinned fellow he's still fighting. It's not his turn to do anything yet. Looks like he's a little put out that his mage friend just died, so he might be getting
Gotcha.
up. He might. Be
I'm gonna stay where I am and do patient defense
What does that do?
for my turn. Basically, I'm holding the dodge action
Gotcha. Perfect. Okay.
because I have 2 hit points.
Lyra, you hear as you're just kind of like hanging out and you're not really in battle. You hear a gurgling and some cracking noises coming from where that fellow that ran away is. The elf will stay where he's at and winces at the noises. Kinnick, what are you doing?
One good horse. Good horse. Am I high enough to see what could perhaps be causing a gurgling and a cracking?
I feel like if you took a couple steps up, you'd be able to see.
Well, I probably can't hear it, so never mind. We're just gonna go slash a green guy.
Okay. That is also completely fair. The 19 will hit, but the 11 is gonna miss.
That is actually 13 slashing.
13 slashing. Okay. Anything else?
No, I think that'll be it.
All right, and he is. All right, so the green guy roars, and his eyes kind of bulge out, and you can see veins like pulsing in his eye sockets, and he's gonna slash at both of you once. And he has advantage on these. Oh, that's too bad. It doesn't automatically add the advantage roll in. So both of these first rolls are on Corrales. Does a 23 hit you, Corrales?
Yes.
All right, so
Yeah, it
you're going to take 11 slashing. And then on Knick, does a 19 hit?
Yep. Yeah, it does.
And that is 8 slashing. And he seems to like just be mindless, just raging right at the moment. Dr. Tar.
Dr. Tar is going to not leap over on top of the green guy. That probably would not turn out well.
That last one was pretty amazing.
The last one was pretty amazing. Well, I could probably leap down to like here, right? I do have a movement of 60, and that would be lower than 10 feet
Yeah.
drop. It will give me my 20 feet charge
Yeah.
into the green guy.
So you're gonna
Anyway, giving
end.
me,
You're gonna end there. Does that look right?
yeah, so I'll end. Yes, I'll end right there. I'll jump down. I'll charge in. I'm going to stomp him in the face. Nay. Because that's what happens. Primary attack will be a 22. I assume that hits him? in
That
the face?
will.
Excellent. He does, however, save on his. Oh wait, no, that's not a save. That was a war pick. Never mind. Can you roll me a strength? Yeah, he saves. He saves. The damage is 10. 10 points of horse stompy in the face.
Okay.
Nay.
Nay.
Nay. A move in my attack.
Excellent.
Spores to the face when it's his turn.
Corrales.
I'm gonna just murder him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
That'll
It
hit.
is a 19 hit. This is a 10.
And the 10's gonna miss.
Okay. Takes 8 points of piercing.
Okay. Whittling him down.
Yep.
Anything else?
That's my turn.
All right. So
How's he looking? I mean,
pretty
other
bad.
than raging.
Pretty bad. Festi.
Okay.
So you've pulled the rope up partial, like most of the way. You feel like if you set down the bundle that you have put, it definitely doesn't reach the bottom anymore. Unless
Okay.
you want to like spend more time pulling the rest of it up.
No, no,
Okay.
no. If I didn't pull it all up, as long as I feel like there aren't going to be people surprising us, then I'm fine.
Yeah, you definitely feel like it doesn't reach the bottom like quite a
Okay.
ways. Yeah.
Great. And so let's see. I'm sorry. All right. So there is one mob there still to kill.
Yeah, it looks like that greenskin fellow has kind of lost his mind. He's just like screeching and like slashing wildly at Knick and Corrales.
Okay.
And then
So
Dr. Tar's horse form ran in and hit it. And there was a little bit more slashing from Corrales, but he's still up.
all right. So let's see. Okay, so 60 feet. If I have a spell, will that hit him? Or I can move closer, right?
You can, and you are currently. Actually, you can hit him from 60 feet from where you are. You're 50 feet away from him.
Okay. I'm gonna hit him with dissonant whispers,
And that is a wisdom
and
save?
he needs to make a wisdom save.
He is going to fail because your DC is 14 and he got an 11.
So 3d6. All right, he takes 11 damage and tries to run away,
Okay.
which means somebody might get an attack of opportunity on him.
Because he is running and not being, it's not like a thunder wave how it like blows you away. Because he's moving away, all three, Knick and Corrales and this warhorse skeleton get to make an attack of opportunity.
Nice.
He has to use his full movement, right?
Yep, he
So
has to
30.
try to. He's gonna try to
Yeah.
move. Yep, full movement.
So when he moves to there, Knick will hit him. Excellent. Tar will. What is your total, Tar?
18.
That will also hit, and Corrales will hit him as he steps there. Okay, so we've got 10, 11, and what's your total damage, Tar?
12. It's +4 on all my horsey things.
And he falls to the ground.
Stop.
All right. So we will go out of initiative. Who had the like incredibly high passive? Was that Corrales or it was like an 18 or 19?
Myself and
I've got
Festi,
I've got a 19
Festi's got a 19. I've
passive
got the
wisdom.
Perfect. So the
I
two
mean,
of you,
passive perception.
the two of you notice the dome of the miasma is just like roiling with this weird light. And you can kind of in the distance, now that the sounds of battle have faded, you can hear what sounds like a tinkling, almost cracking of glass noise.
Oh no. Well, I mean, nay.
And with that, we will take a short break. So everyone, we will be back in about 10 minutes. Everyone's going to do their stuff and give us a chance to stretch our legs. Please join us shortly, and we will see you soon. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for giving us our quick break there. So we just had a combat with some invaders on the island, and you managed to take care of them, or at least most of them, off to the west from where you are on the map. There was one of the guys escaped, or rather had given up and decided to run off while you weren't watching him. And as you all exit the ruins and look, he's writhing on the ground over there, and you can hear like the cracking of bone and probably his flesh because he's a stone blood. And as it stops and he stops screaming, he stands up and looks around at you, and obviously he has turned into an Effete. He is like just horrendous looking. And it's really weird to see this like stony flesh just have like huge chunks missing and bits of what looks like bone or something underneath exposed. But he looks completely dazed and unsure of himself. What do you all do?
All according to plan.
Hmm.
If I remember, you did bring creme brulees for this purpose.
Okay, so I ask Creme Canique for a creme brulee,
Okay.
and I pick it up with Mage Hand, and I offer it to the decaying stone giant.
Okay. So kind of like absent-mindedly, he reaches out and takes it and looks at it and sniffs it. And you've seen like early Effete do this where he just starts eating the whole thing, like dish and everything. And he just crunches it all up and swallows it. And then just like goes back to looking at like just kind of off into the distance. He's gonna take a little time to adjust. Yes, absolutely.
All right, what do you folks think we should do? Canique, do you want to go up and make friends with them? Do you want me to try? What are we doing?
Well, I would love to rest. I say with half my gut spilling out from the spear.
Hmm.
And Kinnick,
Why don't
if you're saying anything, you're muted. Just so you know, because I thought I saw you move your mouth.
Oh yeah, I've been talking this whole time.
There we go. What did you want to say in response to Festi's?
Yes, I'll go chat with him. I only got like one claw, so like most of my guts are still in.
Okay.
So I'll go try. I'm assuming we've done this before. Like we know the process, yeah. And so I'll go kind of chat with him and kind of be like, "Hey, buddy."
And what's your plan for the elf? Who obviously like he's injured, but he hasn't undergone the change yet.
But like he will because we're all like around him. Yeah.
It's true.
Can I just give the elf a big hug?
Sure.
Just like expedite it.
Yeah. I mean, it's really a matter of like when it happens, but it's going to happen.
Okay.
Corrales, what were you saying?
Could just kill him.
You could if you don't want to let him change. You could just finish him off. Okay. All right. So, Kanik, you go over and you kind of hang out with him for a while, and sooner or later he kind of comes around and he like looks at you, but it's a little distant still, and he just points to himself and says, Goran.
I'll point to myself and say, Creme Canique. I mean, I will kind of like usher him back, because I know this like takes a while, and like the more people there are, maybe the quicker it is for him to like come to realize, yeah, you're undead now.
Yeah.
Chill out.
So, you guys run back to the ruins?
Yeah.
Okay. So you head back over to the group, and he comes with you, and he's just kind of like shuffling his feet, and he stops and he looks back over the island, and his eyes get really wide, and he just begins screaming and pointing at the miasma. What is that? Ah!
Oh shit! I forgot about that. It's fine. Sit down. One other creme brulee. We got 3 more.
I'm going to begin going through the long and bureaucratic process of beginning the process of entering into the society. And these are the laws, and you are now beholden to clause 2A.
Okay, I am looting the sorceress's body now.
Sure. So during this time that you spend, you can all benefit from a short rest. If anyone needs to spend.
Oh yeah.
On the mage's body, you do find some potions. Most of them, will not do you any good because they are healing potions, and
they're humanoid potions.
It's like drinking fruit punch. Just might taste interesting, but doesn't do anything for you. You do find a potion of speed, however.
Ooh.
And she has the word just escaped me. Sorry, not an amulet. She has an amulet on a necklace.
Okay. So, okay, I look at the amulet.
Okay.
Is there anybody here who can ID things? Do we have anybody with pearls to burn and an identity spell?
Right.
No. Okay.
It doesn't look like
the
it. You could do me an Arcana check, though.
Okay. How bad is my Arcana? Could be worse, I guess. Not much. 3.
3. It's pretty. It's kind of silvery. Has like a blue stone in it. That like when the light hits it, it lights up a little bit more. It's very dark otherwise, but other than that, you have no idea.
I put it on.
Sure.
It's pretty. And I take the potion of speed and gosh, I guess the monk doesn't need it, huh? It's kind of fun to the monk though.
Never say no to more speed.
Right.
I go and give it to the
Gotta
monk.
go fast.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Okay. What's everyone else doing during their rest?
Just the bureaucratic processing into the society.
Yep.
I'll be good cop to Dr. T's bad cop. Just like whenever it gets too much, just be like, it's all right, you got this. Wipe
Okay,
that-
there's other bodies to loot, right?
There are.
Okay, I keep looting.
Okay. The only thing that the green guy has on him that seems of interest are some bracers.
Uh-huh.
They seem very well worked and surprisingly undamaged considering the blows he took.
And so who could wear those bracers?
I think any of you could technically wear them.
Oh.
They seem very protecting.
Got it. Got it. Okay, I give them to the squishy druid
Yeah,
for some reason.
Who is the
squishy.
Who is the squishiest?
It might be me. I don't know. Do we talk about our hit points? Is that okay? Can we do that?
You can.
Okay, I've got 38 hit points. Does anybody have lower hit points than me?
I have 38. Well, now I have 30 after hit dice. But what's your AC?
12.
Yeah, you take it.
Okay.
Just really quick, the potion, is that the one that does the haste spell?
It is the
or
one
is
that-
that
yep.
something?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
And was
I'm
there
going-
another? What's that?
I'm going to spend this short rest kind of gazing off at the miasma to see if I see any more flickering like I did before.
You absolutely do. It's not constant, but it is definitely happening. And you hear that like tinkling of like of almost like glass hitting the floor, like that kind of like weird noise echoing around every so often.
Does it seem to be concentrated in a specific place?
It's definitely back the way you came. You could do a intelligence check at advantage, please. Nice. You were pretty sure, like thinking about the way you came and like what you saw, you connect it with where the barrier stone is, so that like that hovering rock that kept changing form. You're pretty sure it was there.
I'll kind of like begin to move people along. Like, okay, the corpses aren't moving. This is a bad situation.
Okay.
Where do you want to go?
I'll point to the miasma. It looks like the barrier's breaking.
That looks like a worse situation.
Impossible. Those barriers were set up 400 years ago, and they were the top technology possible. And there's not been technology to beat it since then. There's not a single one of the younger generation that's done anything to do any sort of research, possibly to overturn the great advancements of our great people 400 years ago.
Dr. T, but what if the younger generation has been taking care of the stones subparly, huh? And they need your expertise to actually take care of it.
Ha! Probably the truth. No one
Did
ever
you
spends their time studying. No one ever thinks about the glory of Chthon. No one ever applies themselves like they used to before they all became lazy and undead.
I start singing. La 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 la.
Is-
probably consult your mushrooms
Right?
about that?
500 bottles of mushrooms on the wall. 500 bottles of mushrooms. You take
Mushroom
one
vodka?
down, pass it around. 500 jars of mushrooms on the wall. 499.
Look at the mushroom.
La 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 la
Containers
la
are
la.
changing.
All right. Meanwhile, I am looking at the dome,
Okay.
and what am I? What am I thinking about that?
It's definitely worrisome. You've never seen it do this before, at least not on the scale. It reminds you of every so often, one of the undead on the inside will come through, but not on this scale. It is much larger.
Okay, and I'm still on the inside of it. Like we're still.
No, so you're outside the miasma. The miasma
We're
keeps
outside of it.
yeah, the dome.
Okay,
the miasma
so-
keeps the ones that want to eat you inside.
So we left the dome to go take care of this problem.
You went past it, but you've never been inside of it.
I've never been inside it.
Correct. So you protect the dome from things getting out of it, and you protect the island from living people getting onto it.
Oh, so we are in between. Okay, so the
Correct.
dome is like a zoo, and it is containing
Yes.
dangerous creatures that we want to keep in there. And then meanwhile, we've got the sea pressing on us from all sides. Okay. All right. So I've never been inside the dome. Have I been to the edges of it? I mean, I
Yeah,
must
yeah,
have been.
absolutely.
I'm curious, right? It's like
Yeah.
a tourist site,
Well,
right?
when you're on guard duty, you can patrol
Okay.
that area, and you definitely see it. And there have been times where something will manage to break through. It always weakens the creature, and so it's usually pretty easy
I see.
to put them down. But every so often, something does make it through. It's been more recent. Tar's really the one who is old enough to notice this of this group, but the number of creatures making it out has been a lot higher in the last several years than it has been in the last 400 years. They're either the dome is weakening or they're getting stronger, or both.
Impossible.
Impossible. And yet your eyes don't lie.
Can I see through it normally?
So I don't feel like you've been here long enough to remember when it was clear, because you've only been here for a few years,
Not long,
correct?
just a couple years, yeah.
So it's always been this kind of bruise color, and it's still see-through, but it's much more opaque than it used to be. The color makes it more difficult to see through. However, it is semi-transparent, yeah.
You can kind of see shapes and
Yeah.
dark.
And when
okay.
they're right up against it, you can make things out
I see.
pretty
Okay.
clearly.
Okay.
But the
So-
inside of that's just horrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how far away from it are we?
About 15 minutes.
Oh, we're super close.
Yeah.
And does it make a sound?
Yeah, every so often you hear that cracking noise and the tinkling almost of glass falling.
Mm. And normally it would just make sort of a low hum.
Yeah,
or
there is
something.
this persistent hum, almost
Okay.
white noise now to you.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess we're headed over there, huh?
It is also on the way back to your village, but I guess you could technically walk away and around from it if you were I'm
Forget
avoiding
it. Let's
that
go have some
crap.
pastries and relax.
Right?
If we're going to be dealing with this, the dome, we should probably take a look at the stones, find out what's failing, figure out who we need to blame, what kind of training that needs to be implemented, how much this is going to cost. Education isn't free. You may think it's free because you're dead. Doesn't mean that it is free. Economy and stuff.
All right,
Yeah,
let's go.
Everyone else is
regret that,
walking away.
healing spell.
Right?
Meanwhile, it's been 20 years since he's used anything resembling currency.
True, yeah. But
All
eventually,
Yeah.
right.
the shrooms, after a while, they just take over. You just can't, you know.
So I'm going to move everyone over to this new map.
aliens.
And this new map is going to look much like the old map, but I promise you it is different.
boy.
And a huge shout out to Heroic Maps who made the maps from today. They're always amazing.
I actually really like the feature down at the bottom of that last map with that kind of pseudo hidden.
Wasn't that awesome? Yeah, you had to really like look, like really like scroll in to see it.
Yeah.
Corrales.
That's really cool. It's a nice touch.
Lyra.
It's a really nice touch.
Who am I missing? Festy. There we go. And we will stop and reset combat. Okay, so on this new map, which I will bring up on Twitch so that Festy can see it. There we go. All right, so this was when you headed out this direction, you had seen the ruins of the castle, the one that was once owned by the nobles that were in Gator. And as you get closer to it this time, as you're walking past it, also, are you bringing the elf and the newly turned Stoneblood with you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I will throw them on the map as well.
As per Ordinance 34-4, 19, as written by the Council of Elders 400 years ago, may they be praised. Blah, 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 blah. Something, the law.
All right, so as you're walking along, you see the ruins again, and there's this flashing, strobing light that seems to like kind of shift between purples and greens, and almost like there's flashes that are so dark that it seems to absorb light into it. I am gonna have Corrales roll me a intelligence check. This reminds you very much of the power that summons your Yakora. As far as that like void of light. But yeah, it seems to be coming from the cube itself and or the it's really a polyhedron that shifts shapes, and it's just spinning and strobing these lights, and the miasma itself just seems to be like roiling right behind where, so on the map it is right here. Can everyone see where I'm pinging?
Yep.
So the miasma like goes right up to where that stone is. And Festy and Dr. Tar, you both notice there are like the charred remains of several zombies just like scattered around, which is usually what happens if they manage to push through the dome. They still like suffer from it, and most of the time when like weak undead manage to push through, they are destroyed by the effort. What do you do?
I'm going to move towards the stone, particularly trying to pay attention to the energy.
Excellent. So as you get closer, you notice that there are a bunch of, it looks like they're just zombies. And they're behind the dome, but it looks like a lot of them are pushing against it as though they're trying to force their way through. And what is your passive, Corrales?
13.
13. Go ahead and make a perception check. And what's everyone else doing while Corrales is running or heading inside? Also 13.
Follow Corrales.
Okay.
I'm right behind him.
And your passive is 19, is that correct?
Yeah.
So Corrales, your attention's really drawn to these zombies, but Festi, you notice sitting back a little bit from the zombies on a horse that seems to kind of emanate this weird green and black flame off of it. There's a fellow sitting there. He looks completely normal. He doesn't look undead whatsoever. And he seems to be very intent on what the zombies are doing. And if any of them stop pushing, then he shouts, and the miasma kind of covers and muffles, but you do make out that he's, trying to get them to push on through.
Okay. I cast Crown of Madness.
Okay. Wisdom saving throw, correct?
Wisdom saving throw. Yeah, you got to beat 14. Probably won't be that hard.
24.
Damn.
That would have been amazing, though.
That would have been so great.
Right? So when you do that, his eyes jerk towards you, and he just smiles. Meanwhile, what are Tar, Lyra, and Knick doing?
This is the teal stone, right?
It is. Although now it's like not teal anymore. It's like darker, and it's purple, and all these other colors as it shifts around.
I'm going to do diagnostics.
So you're going to walk into the stone?
Yeah, I mean, like, this was one of my projects, so what is wrong with it? I mean, not that there would be something wrong with it, because 400 years of stable technology and no advancements, clearly important.
So speaking of 400 years ago, as you walk in and you see this fellow on the horse, your memory just like slaps you in the face as the face of Corvin, and you remember you can't quite remember his actual last name, but he's come to be known as Corvin Lightsbane. Is sitting on a horse on the other side of the miasma staring at you. You know him very well, or you knew him very well. He is, his family owned this castle. He is a dick. And he is part of the cause of the rot to begin with. What do you do?
Ordinance 14-496A clearly states that there will be no messing with the dome by forces on either side in perpetuum. You are in violation of this ordinance. Stand down or face the consequences, you bastard.
You bastard. So as you're spouting off ordinance numbers, you notice that the zombies continue to push, and one of them that doesn't seem quite as zombie-like, seems much more aware, begins pushing through towards you, and you can see the miasma like ripping away bits of it as it pushes through the edge. What do you do? Oh, and Lyra, what are you doing? Sorry.
Well, if I'm, oh god, staying far away from that. Yeah, I'm just waiting.
Okay. Do you want to stay
Nothing
where
particular.
you are on the map now?
Yep,
Okay.
I'm good with that.
So the elf and the Stoneblood are like, they move up next to you, and the Stoneblood hasn't quite come around yet, but the elf is like, what the fuck is that?
I don't know.
That's awesome.
It's not great.
Well, shouldn't we leave?
I mean, probably, but no.
Why? I want to leave.
I'm gonna leave. I'm just gonna put a hand on his shoulder.
So while the elf is having a mini conniption fit, Corrales and Festi, what are you doing?
Okay. I'm gonna cast Major Image,
Okay.
and I'm going to cast it so like all of these zombies are working kind of on one area, right?
They're spread out along this like the edge of the miasma, but I mean the miasma is so large that really where they are is pretty focused. If that makes sense.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to cast an image that there are zombies breaking through on another part of the dome, and that the guy that's on his horse is over there twice as large, beckoning for them to come that way. And
Perfect.
part of the image has zombies actually going through.
Perfect. So
Oh,
in order to realize it's an illusion, they need to do what?
um, there's really nothing they can do to resist it.
Okay.
They, it lasts for 10 minutes. There's a 120-foot range, and I want it to be as far as I can, but not so far that they don't register it.
Mm-hmm.
Visible phenomena is no larger than a 20-foot cube. Image appears at a spot that you can see within range and lasts for the duration. It seems completely real, including sound, smells, and temperature appropriate to the thing depicted.
Nice.
You can't create sufficient heat or cold to cause damage. A sound loud enough to deal thunder damage or deafen a creature, or a smell that might sicken a creature. Okay, and so there's going to be sounds too, like cheering. I don't know what
Yeah.
these zombies like, and like really loud,
Go
like
Team
pump and
Zombie.
trance music, like just like and just like they're like over there and like almost like Saint Vitus dance, like they sort of start dancing and they're leaping and they're just like all friggin' chaos is breaking out and there's lights and like everything is just like completely taking their attention away
Nice.
from the guy on the horse. And even the guy on the horse is, you would be startled to see.
Oh
There's
yeah.
nothing more distracting than seeing yourself twice as large as you're
It's
supposed to
true.
be.
It's true.
So
He's
they
gonna
are
realize that it is an illusion because he is intelligent, but all of the zombies stop what they're doing and like glance over and begin shuffling that direction.
okay, but
Um,
he does know, but he he would be like confused for a minute or
oh yeah,
two.
absolutely.
Okay, good. All right, cool.
Yeah, he's
All
trying to
right.
figure out what's going on, but all of the zombies actually begin heading that direction, and they stop pushing
Okay.
on the miasma. And you all notice that the miasma like stops making all of those flashings, and even the barrier stone like slows down and it's spinning, and it comes back to like almost a teal color. Uh,
Mm.
but this one white that's right here, he starts heading off, and Corvin yells at him. He's all like, "No, stop, wait!" And he looks around and he's trying to figure out what's going on. But the white wait's there. But all of these zombies are gonna head off. He starts shouting at them, but they are not listening.
Awesome.
Your
Alright.
cacophony is a little too much for them to process with their little
Nice.
zombie minds.
That's how I feel at a rave too, so I get it. All right. I shot my wad, people. Go get him.
I'm gonna go defend the doctor.
Okay.
Yeah, and keep an eye. With all that going on, I will. Yeah, I'm gonna go defend the doctor. I don't know what those things are. I don't know that she created them, so I'm in high alert.
I mean, you were standing next to her when she cast the spell, and I'll give it to you that it's pretty obvious.
You've seen me do this
Yeah.
before.
Okay, well, either way, I'm going to
Got
defend.
my signature disco ball.
And Kinnick, what are you doing?
Now that it's teal again, I'm less concerned. I am going to go kind of stand in front of this one because this is the last thing that's keeping it from being like brilliantly teal.
Yeah.
So I don't know how I can get through, but the second the thing gets like close enough for me to reach it with Mom's knife, I'm gonna do what Mom taught me to do with
Sure.
Mom's knife.
Yeah, once it gets to the square right in front of you, it will essentially be within reach. So as the rave is going on over on the side there, and all the zombies move off, Corvin finally like comes to his senses, like he realizes what's happened, and he curses and he rides his horse forward, like he just like spurs it forward and starts galloping and leaps at the miasma. He's gonna get to about there, and we're all going to roll initiative.
Higher than a 5. Higher
Higher
than
than a
5.
5.
Technically higher than a 5.
Ooh,
It is a 6.
Nice.
there's those good rolls.
All right, so I'm waiting on.
I'm looking, sorry.
No worries. There's
It's
Tom.
my dexterity plus what I roll, right? Or
Correct.
is it? Okay, so 11.
Excellent.
20. Nice. Go on, Dr. Tar. With your bad self.
All right, that is every. No, where is the white? There we go. All right, so Lyra, from where you are, you can see Corvin as he spurs his horse forward, and as he dives at the edge of the miasma, like the horse essentially bursts into flame of purple and green and black, and just
Dope.
begins like disintegrating. But Corvin, who looks completely normal, continues with the horse's momentum and begins moving through the miasma, and you can see, almost as though it was an illusion, his form melts away, and he's just like this very blue skinned version of what you could see. He's obviously a perpetual Chthoni, and is like conscious and aware and everything. And even though he's like the illusion melts away and he like looks as pristine as a perpetual can look, the miasma begins eating away at him as well. What do you do?
Well, I'm going to drink a potion,
Nice.
which I believe is my action.
I believe it
Yes?
is. Yeah.
Okay, and then I'm gonna move a little bit closer.
Okay, but because you have drank it, your movement is now doubled.
83.
It is.
Nice.
I'm not gonna use it just
Okay.
yet. But
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Super speedy.
All right. Is that everything?
Yep.
Okay. Dr. Tar.
Dr. Tar looks with a vexed expression over at Corvin Lightbane and tells them that he should stop being a snowflake. Just accept the rules as they are.
Okay.
Repower this teal stone. Is it like damaged beyond repair?
No.
Is there something I can do to kind of kickstart this thing, or?
So something that we skipped over, and I meant to throw it in there because, or at the end of last turn, right before our break. So between Corrales and yourself, and especially because you were alive before the rot set in, you can remember when the Stonebloods had started building these armor suits. they're powered. They're not like you can't just get in it and be like, okay, I'm gonna walk around in this gigantic suit of armor. It's like powered by something, and Corrales knew that this one was like an entrapped elemental, essentially in a crystal that would be inside the like built into the armor. So with that in mind, you would have realized that could be used to power, like you could use its energy to enhance the dwindling miasma. Sorry, I completely forgot that until you mentioned it.
I would 100%
Plot point.
plug that thing in and transfer that energy over to the shields of the dome, because my technology does not fail.
Right. So you realize
Sometimes
that it's going to take like a bit of time. It's really kind of like almost a ritual that you need to perform on the two things. Do you want to focus on that right now, or do you want to deal with Corvin and the White? Do you want which do you want to focus on?
I cast Spike Growth. Fine.
Fair enough.
Spike Growth on those bastards. I do tell Kinnick back away from the dome. I will hold my casting of Spike Growth until Kinnick can clear a distance between himself and where I'm aiming to put the Spike Growth. I'd like to put the point of origin at the wall itself. So 20 feet inside, which should swallow Corvin, Lightsbane, and the White.
Okay.
And then 20 feet out from there in a radius. And just...
Oops. I'm going to throw down a
guys.
spike growth option for like a token for you, and then you'll be able to.
That's perfect.
You can place it where you want to. Spike growth. Where
But I won't place it until
There we
Kinnick is
go.
out of range. So I will hold it until his turn.
How
'cause I wanna
large
make
is
sure I
spike
don't-
growth?
It's a 20-foot radius.
Excellent.
It's difficult terrain, and it does damage every 5 feet.
All right, so I'm just going to rename this, and I'm going to swap it over so you can place it where you would like to. Spike growth, and it is going to be assigned to you.
Is that a 20-foot radius? That looks really small.
Oh, you're right. It should be 8 by 8.
For radius. Sephiroth.
How does that look?
That looks much better. Okay.
Nice. So drag that over to where you'd like it to be.
So we're gonna stick it here. It's invisible to
And you're gonna,
anybody.
but it's held right now, right? So it's not there until after Connect goes, right?
Correct. I would like Connect to not get caught in this, as it is dangerous.
Okay. All right. So currently it is not there, but we will remember that it's going to show up when Connect moves. If Connect moves.
If well, it doesn't matter. Like at the end of Connect's turn, whether or not he moves, I'm putting it there.
Okay. So your held action is, if Connect moves, I'm going to put this there, unless he doesn't, and then I'm going to put it there anyway.
Yeah.
Before the beginning of your next turn, you're going to put it
Exactly.
there. Perfect.
I'm going to put it there.
All right.
But I do send out a warning to the rest of my compatriots that they should back away from the dome.
Perfect. Anything else?
And then I will turn my attention back to the teal stone.
Okay. So that makes it Corvin's turn, and he's going to move forward. Darn it. I need to hide this. Hide. Go away. Nope.
Kills
Nope.
the deep.
Nope. All right. I'm going to have you replace it later once it comes back because the tokens were underneath it. So confusing.
Oh,
Corvin is going to make it to here, and you notice just like bits of him melting away. And the White moves forward Now, Kinnick, did you have a held action to
I
attack
did.
him? Excellent. I'm pretty sure the crit will hit.
Yay.
Let me double check the rules.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, it does.
So I get to reroll one of those.
Nice.
So that is 14 slashing plus 7. So 21.
Excellent. That puts him down to there. And because he moved, he actually also is dissolving. Okay. So he gets to there. He is going to step here and come out of the miasma.
Oh,
All right, and that is his turn. Festi, what are you doing?
Okay, so the white.
Mm-hmm.
Where is the white? It's right there. Okay.
Yeah, so it is between.
Well within my range. The white's not very bright, I'm guessing, right?
It's definitely smarter than a zombie. You know they're semi-intelligent undead.
Smart as the other guy. Okay, hopefully. All right. I am going to do vicious mockery. So it needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
17.
Oh, damn. Okay. All right.
Is that
Well then.
Oh yeah, that's an all or nothing one, huh? Okay. So you mock it. You tell it that its mom was.
Oh no, dude. Hey man,
leathery.
your ears are floppy and your feet are falling off. Go home.
He's like, I'm not a zombie. And manages to shrug it off. All right. Anything else? You have movement.
Oh, I have movement. I feel like I shouldn't move. I'm just gonna stay there. But I am wondering, like, am I noticing anything about the necklace? Is it
Not so much. No.
Okay.
I will let you know if something sets it
All right.
off.
All right, fantastic. Thank you.
All right, Corrales.
I am going to move to here and summon. Sorry, I was here. And summon my companion.
I'm just going to drop him in there for you. You place him where you would like to go. Is he back at full hit points?
Yep.
All
I'll
right.
fix that up.
Okay, perfect. Thanks.
And that is my turn.
Okay. Knick.
We're just gonna slash you at the white for 2 slashes. I'm assuming a 12 doesn't hit.
At the white. The white will be missed with a 12, correct?
We're gonna action surge and slash you again, because
Okay.
why not? There we go.
Both of those are going to hit.
yeah. Boom.
All right, so those two are less 23 force damage in total. And no, I'm gonna yell at Dr. T. Just drop it.
So it goes down. You can move away without an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Oh wait, it's dead. Oh, okay, fine.
Make me a perception check.
Can you do that? Can you see things? I don't think you're good at that.
Okay, so you back off. Excellent. That brings us to Lyra.
Okay.
Yeah, the held action will go off.
Oh, that is completely fair. I was like waiting till the end or to the beginning of your turn, but that is not what you said. Darn it, Jeremy. Perfect.
There we go.
Okay. And Lyra, what you notice? Oh, crap. We're going to have to move that. Sorry. No, I don't have to. Never mind. Whoop. Because what you notice, Lyra, all of these things are happening, but from the body of the white pours this yellow, kind of It's more like pearlescent white yellow goop,
Gross.
and it lands where the body falls, but begins to move.
Don't like that.
Begins to move.
Move.
Hmm.
What?
What? So Lyra, what do you do?
Okay. If I go into this area, am I gonna take damage?
Correct.
Crap. I feel like there's nothing else for me to do though.
Do you have any like do you use any range weapons, any darts or
I mean, I feel like
javelins?
I have darts, but they're not great.
Yeah, darts do suck.
and kind of a waste of the haste, so to speak. So I feel like I'm gonna suck it up and do it for this turn, I guess.
Okay.
I guess I'm gonna go around and swing into Corvin. And gonna go from there.
So I was trying to figure out how to get the miasma onto the map, and just nothing was working.
I was gonna say,
he
yeah,
he is technically still one step into the miasma. So if you go on that line that you're on now, you will be outside of it. So if you went, I really like the looks of the spell effects, but I wish you could do layers and drop them below everything else.
Yeah, it is really cool looking. But yeah, you're right. It would be better if it could go, because it's a bit of a mess right now.
Yeah. So the square just down from Corvin is free. The one Corvin is in the miasma.
Gotcha.
So you get to go one more. Yeah, you could absolutely do that.
There we go.
Is that 3 squares?
Yes.
Very sorry.
Yeah.
64 points of.
Not 64, but 6d4.
Yeah.
Well,
That sounds a lot like
I'm just like, you two did what?
A total of 14 points of
Yee.
mushroom damage as you make your way in there to hit that guy in the face.
Yee.
Great spell. I love the spell.
Okay. So okay, I'm gonna do my 2 punches. Just the basic ones. Well, okay.
Oh no.
Those are terrible.
Oh no. It's probably the pain of walking through the spike growth. You're just like, oh man.
Shit, fuck, no. Okay, so that's a 2. I'm gonna use my bonus action for Flurry of Blows for 2 more. Oh. And then, because haste gives me another action, I'm gonna do 1 more attack. Okay.
All right, you're gonna hit with the 14 and the 20.
Okay. Roll those. Could be better. So if I stay in this to my next turn, do I take more damage?
Only when you move.
Okay. But I feel like he's also going to hurt me. So this is terrible. I'm gonna use more of my ridiculous I'm just gonna get back out again.
Okay. Do you have to walk to do it?
Yep.
All right, so that's 1, 2. I think it's only 2d6. Or sorry, 2d4.
Could you jump over it?
Oh, that's a good question. Because you have monk jumping.
But I don't know how that would...
You may not have monk jumping yet. You are 5th level?
A bonus for flurry of blows, so I can't use...
Gotcha.
The double jumping distance one.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So how much is that, John, that she has to take?
Too much.
There's 2 squares.
14 points for the 3 squares that she moved through. Did she move back out?
Yeah, so 2 more squares.
There's another 2d4, or sorry, another 44. Sorry, very sorry. Stay away from the dome.
Yep. So wait, how much was that going out?
Another 44, so it'd be 14 plus 10 will be another, so it's 24 total entering and leaving the area.
So yeah, you took.
Well,
four-
I just like. So that was 24 on the just leaving.
No,
No,
it was
10.
10 leaving. It
Okay.
was 14 going in. You hit him.
Gotcha.
And then 10 points leaving, so it's a total of 24.
Gotcha. Yep.
And did
Okay.
you disengage from him?
Oh god.
Nope.
Okay. So-
Um.
He like thrusts his hand forward and shouts a word. Does a 25 hit you? Yowza.
Yep.
You're gonna take 5 fire damage as a bolt of fire hits you.
And I'm down.
Oh no!
Jesus Christ.
No, what would it? Well, you would get hit by the bolt, and then you would run out and fall at the edge, right?
No,
Yeah,
she
yeah.
would. Yeah, because the bolt wouldn't have been what took her out. You were absolutely correct. So I guess the only thing we need to do is move you right there, and then that should be right.
At least
Whew.
we hit it twice.
Okay, Dr. Tar.
Dr. Tar's not sorry. That's
Damn
the
kids.
law. Goddamn kids going in there showing off, not wearing their PPE. Wearing your PPE, swear. And that's a wall, and that's the law.
All right, what do you do there, Dr. Tar?
We're going to concentrate on.
I'm sorry, your audio broke up. What did you say?
This spike growth, and he is going. Sorry, he's going to.
Uh-oh. John's connection might be crapping out.
Is there anyone else still? Can you hear me?
I heard, is there anyone else still...
Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Can you see the mushroom?
Yes.
Through 3 mushrooms? Okay, so can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, cool. I'm going to continue concentrating on the spike growth.
Okay.
I really want to hedge these guys out. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not going to hit. There's that goo that's coming, right? It has already broken through
That is
the
true.
dome.
Yep.
And I'm also just now realizing I do not have a figure on this map. Where am I?
You're or you're right by the stone. Right here.
Oh, I think the stone is covering me. I can't see it myself. But that's fine. Like where I'm at right there is fine. If I were to force movement of the slithering, slidey thing, would that also count as damage through the spike growth?
It would. Yep.
Excellent. Then I am going to walk over there. My range, I believe, is 30 feet. Excellent. I don't even need to move where I'm from. I'm going to cast Thorn Whip. That thing through it.
That will hit. For 5 damage of get over here.
over here. So yeah, 5 points of damage, and that will move it a total of 10 feet. So it'll take another 2d4 points of stabbing in the face damage
Okay.
from the ground. Or another 44, yeah. You get that rolled here, and so it'll take a total of 5 points of get over here damage and another 12 points of dragged across the ground damage, and that'll be a total of 10 feet moved towards me.
Sorry, I gotta move this. Hey, Krem, guess what's on top of you?
Yep.
All right.
I mean, I would have moved myself if I could position to where it doesn't connect over. I don't
Sure.
want to connect with it. So I'll move myself, I guess, up, so north.
We'll move you over here
North of the stone.
because you wouldn't be able to pull it through the rock. Because there's
Yeah, I still don't
there's
see
a wall there, and from where it was, in order to pull it in a.
Okay, so yeah, I would then move 30 feet diagonally down, and then pull it towards me.
All right, so you'd have to be there. Perfect.
Cool. Does that provoke for connect?
No, it's still actually connected to
At
him.
my ranch.
I see. Okay. And then I will continue to tell Lightsbane that he is fake news and that he needs to go back to where he came from. And that's what's going on here.
Speaking of, it is his turn, and as he pushes through around all of you, ghostly walls rise up.
Oh,
That's
that's cool.
that's glorious and horrifying at the same time.
Oh, that's so cool.
Corvin does screech in pain because it hurts, but he makes it to there, and he needs to take 44 damage. Do you want to roll that, John?
2 squares.
2 squares, yep.
How many squares? 2 squares? All right, yeah, it's 44. Take that, you hippie. 10 points. You happy? 10 points of anti-hippie points.
Okay. And I am pretty sure he's next to Corrales, right?
He is next to me.
Okay. As he walks up to you, like the illusion's gone, like he is obviously undead, and he's just like disintegrating before your eyes. His eyes have taken on this like level of madness from the pain, and he attempts to cast a spell. So he is going to need to make a save to do so. He disappears.
Ooh.
That was not the one I wanted to remove, but that's okay. Just remember that everyone's right at the edge. And the oozy thing. You know what? It is not really all that bright, so it is going to ooze towards Dr. Tar. So Kinnick can take an attack of opportunity if you'd like. Of course you would.
Yep. That is 13 slashing.
Nice.
I guess 13 force.
Okay, both are the same, so no reduction on either.
And how many squares did he go through? And he is going at half speed.
So he was at the edge. He had to go through one more. So roll 2d4.
Okay. We'll take another 4 points of freedom stabs.
Excellent. And then like a glob of it rises up and swipes at Dr. Tar.
La.
But I'm assuming it misses with an 11.
Misses with an 11, yes.
Okay. Festi.
Yes, D. Can I reach Lyra?
Let's see. You absolutely can.
Also, I miscalculated. I have 1 hit point.
Oh,
Hey.
Yeah.
I still go over there,
'Kay.
shaking my head, saying that
That's
is
fair.
the
That's valid.
last time I give you speed. You crazy frickin' monk. You out of your friggin' gourd. And I cast whatchamacallit? Salutary Intent. And she gets 7 hit points back.
nice.
Yeah. I'll let you get to the shop first tomorrow.
All right. All
I'm
right.
just glad you're there to meet me.
So, Corrales, you are still standing at the edge of this, the spike growth. What do you want to do? And the Yakor is...
So he's been invisible right in front of me.
He
Right.
did. Yep. Well, he disappeared. We'll go with that. He is not seen directly in front of you.
Right. I am going to... Do I see any... Like, when he walked over the other spiked growth, was he, like, bleeding or making some trail?
It was definitely leaving damage, correct. Or it was like he was obviously taking damage, and the spikes would definitely have like torn off bits of his flesh. Absolutely.
Do I notice that there's any more tearing of flesh?
You don't see anything that's different than where he was standing. So he hasn't walked away from you.
Right. Okay, I am going to use my Martyr's Strike. I'm going to burn a first level spell. And attack. Oh, and as a bonus action, cast. That's Branding Smite as a bonus action.
Gotcha. So if it hits, you do the radiant damage.
Yep.
And
they are no longer invisible.
okay.
Um,
So the Martyr Strike gives you advantage, right?
no, it gives me plus 2d4 to my.
Oh, right. Okay.
And I take.
So you're gonna roll at disadvantage because you don't see anyone.
Right. I suppose I can do it like.
So your sword slashes through the air and doesn't connect with anything.
Well, it'd be 14.
Okay.
I still don't connect with anything.
Nope.
Okay.
Do you have 2
And-
attacks?
Oh yes. That won't connect.
And there's definitely no connection on that one. You hit some of the spike growth and like pebbles get in your eye, and you're just so it's not really like blinding, but it's so annoying. Anything else?
I'm at the edge of the spike growth, right?
You are. Your Korra was 2 in.
Okay, I will move out
Okay.
of the spike growth.
No, he doesn't have to take damage stepping out of it, right?
No,
Okay.
no, it's just moving through a square will take damage.
Okay.
If he's leaving, he should be fine.
Perfect. That brings us to unless you wanted to move some more.
Yeah, I'll move to here, and I'm going to move the Yakora to here. I'm actually going to try and have the Yakora move through where his space was. So the Yakora will have to take 64.
So let's do this. So concentration spells can be dropped at any point, John. Do you want, now that no one is in there, do you want to drop it?
Let's see here. The guy is gone, and it's just the Odex, right?
Correct.
Yes. I mean, if we've dealt with the other threat and we've maintained the integrity of the dome, I can drop the deterrent.
Okay. So then the Yakora would move normally and not take damage.
Sure. Okay.
So I think it
we
could
try
actually
and
get
move
there.
through the space as another confirmation that it is no longer in that space.
Yeah, it just like floats through.
Okay.
I think it can actually move from where it was. Yeah, to you can still get an attack off on the Odex.
Yeah, I will.
Good plan. I like it.
So that is gonna miss.
Yeah. Okay. That brings us to Kinnick.
If it's gone, we're gonna see this thing because I don't know where that thing came from. But there's only one thing to do. $24 in total, assuming 18 hits.
I'm double checking, but yep and yep. And with that, the ooze loses its cohesion and just kind of out onto the ground. In the aftermath, like everyone stops and like the rave is still going on over there, and the zombies are kind of like half-heartedly, punching at the miasma that they think is broken because it looks like it's broken, but they can't make it through. But without Corvin to push them on, they've kind of lost their desire and they just slowly wander off. But the ghostly walls of this castle don't disappear, and you're not completely sure where Corvin went. What do you do?
Does anyone outside of Dr. T recognize Corian?
No.
Okay.
Like, you would recognize his name if he said it out loud because he's talked about, but for the most part, no one has seen him in centuries.
Gotcha.
And we were under the impression that everything beyond the dome was not sentient at all.
Most of everything that's come through has been low sentience, like low intelligence at best, but that doesn't, there's always been like this intelligence kind of steering things, if that makes sense. And
Yep.
you've,
Now we know who
Yeah.
it is.
or at least you have a possibility for sure.
Yeah.
What do you all do with this information?
Take it to my grave.
Well,
I killed the rest of the party.
to be honest, we're at like 4:12.
Yeah, it is wrapping up time.
I'm good for 4 hours.
Nice.
So,
Well, it's perfect because this is the end. So I just want to know
Oh,
what your
awesome.
characters
Okay.
would do with this information.
I guess I don't know. I think I would count on Dr. Know-It-All there to quote us regulations and whatnot. But I would be composing a song about our adventures and how great we were,
Nice.
and planning to go have a lie down because I obviously can't find this guy right now. So,
Right.
but I think we're going to have to go find him at some point.
And
Or somebody does.
speaking of somebody who needs to lie down because they're almost dead, real dead, what would Lyra do?
Be really annoyed because they're still super speedy, like jittery, nothing to do. No, it only lasts for like a minute, but still.
You got the burnout, unfortunately.
Right.
Yeah.
But now the
Well, look,
sucking.
yeah,
part.
that is the thing. After like 6 rounds, I've been like, okay.
Okay. Kinnick, what would Kinnick do?
Realizing that the guy who turned everything all like ghostly is gone, I think he'd be able to be like, well, we need to go tell people because this is different.
Yeah.
So he's gonna
Maybe
like
a problem.
possibly. So he's gonna like I guess head back with the new Garen and Mulin, who like Mulin just is undead. Like we know this. He doesn't accept it yet, and then we're gonna.
It's true.
I think I'm gonna invite everybody back, and let's have a creme brulee pastry party.
You know, what better way to ease someone into undeath than a creme brulee welcome to undeath party?
I am like a savior to all the new undead.
That is
being
right.
like, I know you're technically cursed. Have you had this though?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Tar,
So I think that-
what would Tar do?
I mean, Tar is immediately interested in running diagnostics on this portion of the dome.
Pulling out his tricorder. Okay. So he would focus on trying to figure out what had changed there.
Yeah, containment is, of course, the most important number one priority as set out in Regulation 1, the first one. And then we'll use this as the basis for his application for research grant funding for upgrading these generators. Not that they were problematic at the beginning.
They were perfect
and
to
not
begin
that
with,
he
right?
had overlooked a problem because clearly the technology was perfect at the beginning, and
It was
you
perfect
would
for
never
the time.
understand. You're too young. Yeah.
And Corrales, what would Corrales do?
He's completely unconvinced that this thing was vanquished. Also interested in the in kind of where this person is, but his duty is to report this and bring back the stragglers.
Yeah. And you increase the Chthoni population by 2.
Yay.
Yeah.
I mean,
But we could have, if we had just waited, right? Like if we had just walked away, then 15 minutes later they would have all been undead, right?
You have to be near them. I mean, it takes a while.
So we could have all like corralled them.
Yeah, just like penned them in and let them change, and then be like, "Welcome, here's your creme brulee."
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think I may change my strategy next time.
It's just group hug. It's just,
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, exactly.
Welcome to the island. Here's your
Yeah.
free hug and creme brulee.
creepy as hell.
Well, thank you all
Smidgen
for
of
playing today.
containment.
I hope everyone had fun. I hope everyone watching had fun as well. Happy Halloween. If you're watching this later after Halloween, hope you had a happy Halloween. And
Yeah.
thanks again. We will see everybody next time. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey.